Okay, Chris is back. Chris is back today for a live watch along here of Brazil versus Uruguay. Chris, welcome back. And how are you feeling for this one? Brazil, Uruguay, quarterfinals of the Copa America. And for the first time in a long time, Brazil are supposedly not the favorites.
Yeah, it's a first for us in a very, very long time. But hey, it's going to be interesting still, just to see where this team is at this point for real, leading into later portions of the year where more qualifiers are going to happen, and where ideally you're trying to bounce back from their terrible 2023 form. So,
It's one of those games that it can really set the tone for Brazil going forward, because Brazil, you kind of said it already, 2023 was horrible, horrible. But leading into the 2022 World Cup, Brazil was doing fine. Brazil was playing well. They were doing just fine. And then 2023 was horrible. 2024 has been kind of bad also in terms of performances. We did okay in the friendlies against Spain and England, even though now we're seeing that England is quite overhyped. Spain, I guess that was a good result, and Spain is showing that they're still a very good team. But in the Copa America, in the friendlies prior to the Copa America, we haven't really played well. And we come into this turn into the playoffs, to the quarterfinals, with Brazil being behind Uruguay, being behind Colombia, being behind Argentina, which is unusual. Brazil is usually the number one. Even when Argentina won in 2021, Brazil were the favorites. This is the time to show that Brazil still has the players, still has the talent, still can win it, because they do on paper. And we're going to go through this lineup because there's one specific player that makes both of us very happy that he's here today. It's Endrick. He is getting his first start in the Copa America, 17-year-old Endrick that's heading to Real Madrid. And this is what's fascinating about it. Chris watches Palmeiras quite a bit, and so do I. We don't know how this game is going to go, but I'll tell you one thing. From my experience with Palmeiras, despite the age, Endrick doesn't really feel the pressure of the game.
Yeah, it's been really one of his biggest qualities through even as far back as when he was rising through the through the U17 team and the U20 team, and doing that as a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old, until getting his senior debut at 16. So he's been used to being in these sorts of positions and progressing accordingly and not letting the pressure get to him. I'm not going to say off the top of my head that it's oh, he's going to be perfect, he's going to score 3 goals and it's going to be the most amazing thing. No, there's still pressure there, but unlike a lot of players that may be 16, 17 who may feel the weight of it, he tends to kind of relish those sorts of situations, even if he is to make mistakes and the like, and just he's going to play his hardest, and this is a big chance for him to prove that he's not too far behind some of his contemporaries like Lamine Yamal over in Spain or Arda Güler over in Turkey, who've been playing these starting minutes for their nations at 17 years of age on their side of the spectrum. So,
yeah, I think he can have an immediate impact. Endrick, we are both very high on him, obviously, due to his time with Palmeiras. We've watched him quite a bit. I thought he should have been starting the entire tournament. I think the one that should have been benched was Lucas Paquetá, and then Vinicius would play on the left, and Rodrigo could play as the 10. But keep in mind, everyone asking about Vinicius. Vinicius is suspended. He wasn't benched. Vinicius Jr. is not getting benched in this Brazilian national team. Whether he plays poorly or well, he ain't getting benched, guys. Okay? That ain't happening. And then going through here, I want to go through the Underdog fantasy pick with you, Chris.
Let's do it.
With everyone, so we can win here in the chat.
And before that, new member.
Yeah, I just saw it. I think this was before the stream. William Morrison, thank you for becoming a member here at the channel. Just saw it. I don't know if you're in the chat right now, William. This was early in the morning, so thank you very much. But going on here to the Underdog Fantasy, which, by the way, this stream is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. The link to play is in the description of this video with a promo code TMTV, with a special offer in case you want to play. Okay, just go. But these are going to be my picks. I want to pick Endrick to get a goal contribution right away. We cool with that?
Yep, completely okay with it.
Okay, so we get Endrick because we both want to root for Endrick. Now let's find another one to go through. Allison.
I think Allison for 4 saves seems to be a valid situation. I do think Uruguay is going to test him considerably, especially with Darwin Nunez being there as the starter, Luis Suarez possibly coming off the bench as well. I do feel Alisson's going to have a big test in front of him. So 3.5 saves, taking the over on that, I feel pretty confident with it.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that too because they're very direct. They go towards goal. They're not like the Spanish national team that, they like lots of possession, no penetration. There's no foreplay with Uruguay. No foreplay. They don't even bring the lube. They go straight to it. And yeah, we're talking about soccer here. We're definitely talking about soccer.
It's a direct approach, yes.
Yeah. And then, like, for example, Valverde, shot attempts, 1.5. I think putting Valverde to hit 2 shot attempts is fine. He tries from long distance.
He does make an effort, yeah.
Should we pick on Lucas Paquetá? If we do need to put a disclaimer that we don't know him personally. We're not friends with him. We're not making any picks based on any conversations we had with Paquetá. We didn't happen. Okay, we got to make that sure. Should we even pick him?
I'd say if you're giving me 2.5 shots attempted by Darwin Nunez, I say we take that instead. That might be better odds overall, and we're not affiliated with someone who may allegedly be getting banned from the sport for good for the next 10 years because of betting allegations. So,
oh crap, they can't detect my location again because I just moved. I need to activate it. So guys, I can't really activate this right now. I'm not going to be able to actually play this in the computer. You can play Underdog Fantasy in Florida, and sometimes it works, but I got to activate. I just moved to a new apartment. I just moved into the apartment. But going on here, my picks would be the following. Darwin Nunez, 3 shots or more. Valverde, 2 shots or more. Alisson, 4 saves or more. And Endrick getting a goal contribution. Those are the picks for Underdog Fantasy. If you want to play, link is in the description. And we have a promo code TMTV with a special offer. It's the second time that this happens to me with the location issue. The other time it did work. I am in Florida. I need to get this. Ugo, this is a good question here. He's saying, how is England overhyped? This is actually a very good question because when you look at the English national team, if they have a good coach, this is a team to win the Euros. This is a team to win a World Cup. They have the players to do so. But I do think the team can be overhyped in the sense where some people might think this team can win anything despite the coach. I think they're really good. They're good enough to win anything, but they still need a coach. They're not like the 2002 Brazil where Luis Scolari can just go with the power of friendship and win a World Cup. Or Parreira leading up to 2006 winning a bunch of trophies. England has a good enough team that with the right coach, they can win it. Now, some people, a lot of the English fans, they are arrogant enough to believe that England can win despite Southgate. Is it possible? Yes, but England is kind of like stumbling their way through the final. They're playing very poorly against opponents that are not title contenders so far. They haven't faced a single title contender yet. And now they're going to play the Dutch, which by no means I think the Dutch are even title contenders. So England's technically only going to face a title contender in the final if they make it. Anything you want to add to that? Anything that I said that was crazy?
I think to me in particular, a lot of just English media tends to do the overhyping of players only to bring them down, which is a very bad habit on their side of the spectrum. I do agree in the fact that this is probably their most talented roster in the past 20 or so years from top to bottom. It's just the managerial choices have kept them, I think, from being in a final and winning it, whether that's on the European end of the spectrum or even the World Cup side of the spectrum. So to me, it feels like if the Netherlands played their cards right and kind of pull a turnaround like they did against Turkey, could be a chance for England to go home early in the semis. But I do think they make the final at the very least. I don't think the Dutch team is strong enough to really like stop them from getting a 1-0 terrorist ball-esque style win. But whether it's France or whether it's Spain in the final, I do think either of those teams have their number. So
I will say this though, out of the teams they played in the Euro so far, the Dutch team is probably the strongest one.
True.
And they've struggled with every single team, England. Actually, for both games in the knockout rounds, England was down 1-0, and they had to get a lucky draw late in the game later in the game, and one of them very late in the game, just to stay alive and then go through. I think they could go out on the Dutch, but I do agree with you. I'd say 60% chance England advances, 40% chance the Dutch advance. However, when you look towards the final, Spain and France hasn't really also convinced anyone, but it's still France. The talent is just too much in that team. That team is a team that can win despite the coach. France. That's a team with so much talent that even if they don't have a good coach, they can still win it. Now, Spain has just played very well. They just played very well the entire tournament. So technically, if you go just based off performance, Spain would be the favorites to win it. And Brazil's currently playing the national anthem right now. Brazil and Uruguay. So before we start, everyone hit the like button right now. Get those likes up. Second thing, go subscribe to Brazilian Fury. That's Chris's channel. The handle's in the description. Great videos right there. And last but not least, Chris, what is your score prediction? Because Uruguay are the favorites to win today. Who wins?
Personally, right now, I'm just being cautious in that. For me, if we're doing it full-fledged homer, me bring Brazilian, I'm going to say 2-1 Brazil. On a realistic standpoint, I do think it's like 2-1 Uruguay. But, hey, I'm willing to be proven wrong on the realistic end of the spectrum by this team. So,
okay. I think I don't want to pick against Brazil, but I'm going to try to be rational about this. Uruguay has been playing better. They have a better coach. Brazil has better players on paper. Not everyone, but some players. It's very balanced on paper. I think Brazil's a bit better on paper. My big concern here is what version of Brazil are we going to see? What version? Is it going to be the version that plays to its potential, or is it going to be the shit version we've been seeing for the past 18 months?
Yeah.
Let's not forget, Brazil didn't play well against Colombia, but they did still tie Colombia 1-1. And Colombia, to me, has been the best performer in the Copa America.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, 27 games now with this thrashing they had of Panama, 27 games in a row that they've gone undefeated or unbeaten. Just it's a crazy record that they have going right now. Their momentum is like insane in every aspect, to where that is a team that very much could make a final and win the Copa America itself if they keep going in this form. But we did draw 1-1 against them in that game last time in the groups before we got to this quarterfinal round. We are a bit more nervy because we've seen how this Brazil team has played. It's been a very like Jekyll and Hyde type of situation. When they're on like in the Paraguay game. But otherwise, they've been kind of meh. And just give me 1 second. I have to take this here.
Okay. And we're going here. The game's about to start. Brazil and Uruguay. I'm going to say it's going to be a tense game. Brazil advances on penalty shootouts. It'll be a draw, and they will advance on penalty shootouts. It's a tough one. The thing is, I don't want to pick or bet against Brazil. Simple as that. By the way, everyone, in the chat right now, do you want to win a Brazil or Uruguay jersey? Because we do have a free giveaway going on right now on Twitter. If you have Twitter, go to my tweets, find this tweet right here that has Vinicius and Luis Suarez in the picture, and it's a jersey giveaway. We are partnering with AC Momento to do this jersey giveaway. All you have to do is retweet that tweet, download AC Momento. The link to download is on the replies of that tweet, and just follow me on AC Momento. So that's the tweet. Go to that tweet and then download with this link right here, the AC Momento 1 link, and then just follow me on the AC Momento app. It's a fun app. You go to a soccer game or any sporting event, you add the sporting event in the app. And we're going to do this jersey giveaway with AC Momento. So go to our Twitter page, retweet that, share, and follow us on AC Momento. It's a fun app. I've been using it too. Every time I attend a sport, it's not just soccer, by the way, any sporting event.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to use it much, but I did use it for my first MLS game for the Rapids that I went to earlier this year against the Houston Dynamo. And then I also did, because you can also go in post and record like a game that you went to, like previously, say last year or 2 years ago, if you find the exact date and such of it. And I recorded one of the Avs games that I went to here for the NHL team, the Colorado Avalanche that we have over here where I'm at. So Yeah, you can use it for pretty much any major sport within North America, record or beyond, and just yeah, it's pretty fun just as a general whole. And we are kicking off, so here we go.
Did yours
Timer
start
should
already?
start
Okay,
in a
mine
second. Yeah,
started.
mine started.
And it just started, everyone. I'm going to put the timer on screen very soon. Brazil and Uruguay just started for the Copa America quarterfinals. We already have 3 teams that have advanced. Argentina will play Canada. The winner of this game will play Colombia on Wednesday in Charlotte, North Carolina. Leprosy saying, who's this wannabe 11 Yanks? He is not a wannabe 11 Yanks. Not a wannabe. Even though you and Pete could make a case that you're like, hey, we're cousins, and some people might believe it. Do you agree with me?
I'm not 100% sure on that, but we can say through like marriage or something we're long distance cousins. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just here to fill a quota of having another Brazilian on the feed at this point. He will be back at some point or another, I'm sure.
No, I will explain. His name is Chris. He has a YouTube channel, Brazilian Fury. We talked a long time ago, and I've been following his channel, especially he made a video about Botafogo's collapse, and that was my favorite one. The first time I actually saw his channel quite a bit was the Alexi Lalas. He made a video shitting on Alexi Lalas. So if you guys like to shit on Alexi Lalas,
that's my American build video. So yeah, go take a look at that if you feel like it.
Yeah, go watch that video.
It has been getting a little more hits since this Copa America started, which just proves my point that people think he's super annoying and don't want him on TV. So.
And here comes Uruguay down the right with Darwin Nunes, and that'll be a corner probably. And everyone, make sure to drop a like and say welcome to Chris there in the chat. We have only 80 likes, and we have almost 400 people here. Get it over 100. Remember, that's a great way to support the channel for free. It's just hitting the like button. Best way to do it because it helps the YouTube algorithm. Now let's focus in the game. It's actually not a corner for Uruguay. It's a goal kick. What minute are you, Chris?
At 203, 204 right now.
Oh, we're the same. I'm at 2-2. So we're 2 seconds apart. We're fine. Brazil tries to go long. It's going to be the thing with Brazil too is Brazil loves to play out of the back and Uruguay loves to press. And it's very hard to break Uruguay's press. Did I get this right? Brazil's starting Guilherme Arana?
It looks like it. Let me double check here. Yeah,
the left back.
There he is. Jeff had another super chat here at some point. I love hating England. They're arrogant has-beens, which, fair.
I think it's fair too. I like hate watching England. It's pretty fun, and they make it easy, even though they've been getting quite lucky lately. Chris, before we continue with the game here, they just want your take on the Berhalter situation. Are you Berhalter in or Berhalter out?
I think Berhalter should have been out a long time ago. In general, he is a coach that, again, it feels a lot like a nepotism hire, which is not uncommon in the sport by any stretch of the imagination. But I think you saw the highest that he could take you guys with the past World Cup performance. And I think that's a ceiling at this point. So bringing him back made no sense to me personally in this Copa America, disaster class that he put together here with his team. It's a situation in which they are going to basically need to really, the USSF has to just admit fault at this point and go, you know what? We screwed this up completely. Greg's getting fired, and we're going to try to find somebody who is better and actually find somebody who's better, not find another nepotism hire that's going to hold this program back in a World Cup cycle where they are one of 3 hosts. That's the thing to keep in mind. They're going to be making a bucket ton of money regardless of how the results of this Copa America and this World Cup went. Use this money to get a better coach. If you need to increase Emma Hayes' salary to match the men and women's coaches, do that.
They said that's not needed. They said that the equal pay is just between the players. So Emma Hayes
between players. Okay, so the coaches are not held to that. All right, then yeah, go find a decent coach. I would say even try for an unrealistic hire at first, at the very least, to say, hey, we tried to go for like these 1 or 2 high profile guys. They didn't want to come, so we went with the more grounded options instead. At least act like a proper federation and do your fucking jobs.
Yeah, and
It's
they
not that
should
difficult.
spend a lot because the federation's spending a lot of money on a men's national team coach. It's clearly not hurting the women's national team because they freaking hired probably the best coach in the world or one of the best coaches they could for the women's national team. So they're maximizing there. I'm not saying they need to get Klopp to be successful for the national team, but spend more. Get a freaking good coach that will bring in results and good performances and like get the fans to believe that they care. That's what it is. Get the fans to believe that they care. The federation. Help us care. But back here to the game of Brazil. So far, not much has happened, but Brazil keeps trying to play out of the back, and they cannot break Uruguay's press, which leads to Brazil just trying to go long, which is not a good idea when you have Endrick playing as a center forward against Araujo that's like a whole foot taller than Endrick.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't like the idea of just these higher crosses. At that point, you go low crosses. Maybe you float them here and there to give guys a better chance at positioning themselves. But like, you got to keep. I think to me in particular, obviously, you have to break for Uruguay's press and try to get him. Try to make those runs on the sides, but also center the ball. Give Endrick a chance on the ground to get something shot off with his left foot and see where it goes from there. So.
Yeah, it's a highly inefficient Brazil side, and I'm trying to figure out and Endrick getting body there. Who's that? It was Oliveira, I think. This
I mean,
game's
he
gonna be
still went for
physical.
he still went for it regardless. He's not shying away from the physicality, which is pretty good news.
No,
Ooh,
this game is gonna be a freaking battle. Oh, Endrick
oh yeah,
just dives in.
definitely.
Yeah, for anyone that never watched this, Brazil and Uruguay, it's usually not a soccer game. It's like a war.
Hmm.
They will beat the living crap out of each. It'll get bad. It'll get ugly. It'll get ugly at some point. It'll get ugly. Some players will do the Berhalter and kick a human being. Do the Greg Berhalter. They'll kick a human being here and there. It
Yeah,
happens during these games.
it's the kind of joke that we make when these tournaments are happening in the same year is that you win the Euros, you survive Copa America. It's that simple.
Yeah, the Euros is more well played. Copa America's chippier, more like you grind out results. You have to also, by no means like the Euros is not physical. It's extremely physical, but it's definitely more tactical, more well played, less violent. I would say.
Yeah, I
It's
just think it's
look.
for
I was just gonna say that it's the Euros is not more entertaining by any means. I think entertainment wise, I've been loving the Euros and I've been loving the Copa America with some specific games that I haven't enjoyed. More specifically, England. Their games tend to be very boring. But overall, entertainment is debatable. Quality,
yeah.
the Euro has more quality. I think that's not really debatable.
Mhm. I just think with Copa America is the fact that for the most part, it is a South American tournament, and those are only 10 countries in total who have proximity to one another on the neighboring scale pretty much all over the place. So these rivalries tend to be way, way more heated compared to the Euros, where you have certain areas that are very much like it's on site at any point. You just take one good look at the Balkans and they will go to war with each other at any given turn, including the field. But it does feel sometimes the rivalries at the Euros, if it's between well, I guess like the big power nations, it's not as much there, I would say, compared to South America, at least not on the same kind of hatred level.
Hey mods, once again, Spicy Jeff Carey, he's always joking in the chat. Do not block him. We went over this. Otherwise, I'm going to have to remove the mods. You don't have to block him. We told this. Honestly, I've been following the chat today. No one has done anything to warrant blocks. If they're not posting anything racist, homophobic, or anything like that, you don't need to ban or block them. If they're just trolling or even cursing me out, that's fine. We need that in the chat. We need that in the chat. Okay, so don't go blocking everyone. You don't have to be Dikini Mutombo here, block there. And here comes Darwin
Mm-hmm.
Nunes with the press. Brazil again. Brazil's really struggling to actually play early in the game. Okay, yeah. Also,
Ooh.
Guilherme Arana is a weak link in my opinion on the left
Yeah,
back.
I don't get specifically his choice unless there's like a yellow card ban on that side of the pitch as well that we missed last time around. And yeah, so
Cole saying, "What's up, guys?" Chris, who's your favorite American player? Attack. What do you think about losing dual nationals like Brian Gutierrez, Jonathan Gomez, and probably Diego Luna? I don't like losing any dual nationals, especially when they're like 20 or 19, because you never know how good they'll be. It's very hard to project into the future. So I'm not happy about any of that. And I think for some of them, I think the Federation and our teams did what they could do. For others, they didn't. Like Diego Luna, they really messed up. And we'll talk about that on Monday during the Olympic stream. But Chris, very quick, what's your favorite American player? Do you have one?
Honestly, on the current formations, no one that really jumps at me as someone that would say, yeah, that's probably my favorite American. If I have to go like FM24 bias, because that's usually like the main game that I've played and usually part of my channel as it is, Gabriel Slonina did a decent job for me in one of my saves, so I guess we can call him my favorite for the time being. Sure, why not? Plus, I usually like keepers as it is, so...
Essentially, you don't have a favorite.
No, currently not, no. That may change in a couple of years, who knows, but currently I'm just like, meh.
And here comes Uruguay down the middle. Ball goes back. De La Cruz tries to find Darwin Nunes. Brazil clears it. It's not a good start for Brazil. And the thing is, if Brazil's going to play this way, they need to soak up the pressure and be able to hit and strike Uruguay in transition. Uruguay has shown to be vulnerable on the counterattack a few times. They have shown that a few times against Panama. They were vulnerable against Panama in transition. So Brazil has to be able to take advantage of that, especially when you have players that are fast, like Rafinha, Endrick, and Rodrigo up top. But Brazil's not really showing that so far. We're only 11 minutes into the game, but Brazil has not been threatening at all, while Uruguay is pressing the living crap out of them.
Yeah.
Brazil's not being able to play.
Yeah, for those who've watched the Premier League over the past couple of years, again, this is Bielsa's style of play. You saw it with Leeds United over the course of the years, and it's a situation too where when Bielsa ball works, they can just overwhelm you with it immensely. But if you can get through it and get them in transition, pull off those counterattacks, especially running through the sides and such. Sometimes Bielsa teams, they live and die by that tactic, and they can get caught out into it. But you've got to get through. As I mentioned, you've got to soak up that pressure first and not let Uruguay overwhelm you, which so far they've been overwhelming them. So,
Kill Me Kisilian saying Argentines envy Uruguay and their 4 titles. Yeah, Uruguay won 2 World Cups. You guys supposedly have 4 world titles because FIFA counted like Olympics before the World Cup existed.
That's like FIFA counting the 1959 Cup that Palmeiras won internationally and counting that as a world title for us, when even we're just like, not really. That's not really a world title. Relax.
Uruguay won 2 World Cups. Congratulations to Uruguay. It's a legendary national team, but you guys won 2 World Cups, and I'm going to stick to that. Legendary team, produce brilliant players, but 2 World Cups. That's what it is.
The amount of quality players that Uruguay produces in that small of a country should be studied even more so than what it already is. Let's not get that wrong. But your last World Cup is 1950. Relax.
So anyone asking what time am I at right now? And Chris is around the same. It's 13:20, 13:21, 13:22, 13:23, 24, 25, 26. So 13:27. I'm about to hit 13:30 right now. Free kick for Brazil. Rafinha, he scored against Colombia. Rafinha with the shot. Ooh, hits the wall. That's going to be a corner kick for Brazil. Rafinha scored a banger of a goal against Colombia with the free kick. So those can be dangerous. And Jeff saying that the message that was blocked was him saying that the problem with Greg Berhalter is his small penis energy. I think out of all the issues that Berhalter has, that might be the smallest of them all. No pun intended.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no pun intended right there. Okay, corner kick here for Brazil. 14 minutes, Rafinha.
So Rafinha incoming. Oh, yeah, punched out. And yeah, a little too late to get to the ball here. So now Uruguay coming in the press again. Brazil having to be on the back foot. Allison, though, good kick there.
The one thing with this is Uruguay cannot press this much the full 90 minutes. That is
no, they can't. But at the same time, too, you can't be the team that just tries to soak up that pressure and then gives up 1 or 2 good chances, and Uruguay makes good on one of them, and then you're in the back foot. So
Matt Crocker on the chat. Matt Crocker is from Wales, the country.
Yes.
Stream saying your screen time does not agree with your actual time. It is true because I'm using FootMob. So the screen time is roughly 20 seconds ahead of me. I did get the antenna, guys, but it just wasn't working. That's the issue. Today it wasn't working. Last time it was.
And usually where I'm at the house, the computer is where I'm at, and then the room that actually has the TV is all the way on the other side of the house, and I can't exactly just lug my equipment around, go there, and then have that set up. Plus, the audio setup in most of the rooms here tends to be worse than what I have right now. So
Brazil's too deep when defending against Uruguay. If you sit that deep, you can't hit them on the counter. Oh, Rafinha just got nutmeg. Brazil to steal. See, Brazil steals the ball. Now it's the counter attack. Go, Endrick.
Endrick drawing a foul. Well, no, never mind. They're playing on.
That was no foul. Endrick, what are you doing? That did not look like a foul.
Seems like he just tripped over himself on hindsight here. But yeah, Uruguay applying the pressure here. That's going to lead to a corner.
Jeff Carey, Spicy Jeff saying the Canada game was crazy and fun, but the soccer was really bad. I thought so too. I thought the Canada game was electric. It was exciting, but it was low quality. It was low quality in terms of technical ability. It was just a fight. It was a fight. That's what it is. And I think that Argentina once again should have no issue beating Canada. I think it'll be tougher than that opener, but they should have no issue. Endrick is down for whatever reason. The thing with Endrick is he does need to mature at some point. He does need to mature at some point.
Araujo just shoulder bumped him. That's what happened. So yeah, they're trying to bully the 17-year-old, and Rafinha at the very least decided he wasn't going to take it from him. So
yeah,
both guys being warned now by the ref, which fair enough. Like give them a warning, go, don't do this again, otherwise cards are going to start getting handed out and stuff. Which, fair enough. For a game this high stakes, you don't want to just start throwing out cards at random too early. So just give them a...
Yeah, the thing is trying to piss off Endrick might actually just like get him to wake up in the game.
Oh.
Cross goes in, cleared by the Brazilian defense. Shot.
That deflection.
Oh my goodness. I almost thought that was going in.
Yes,
it was a header,
same here.
Header from Darwin Núñez. It goes roughly maybe 1 yard away from the post. It was actually a shot on goal that was just bouncing around, and Darwin Núñez deflected, and it hit a Brazilian defender, actually.
It was, Eder Militão. It hit his head and went out.
And it almost beat Allison. Allison was beat in that play. So that'll be a corner kick. Corner kick for Uruguay.
And it all right, yep. Yeah,
Butt picker here with a super chat saying, how does that work with FIFA? Do they control all regions like CONCACAF? They decide the tournaments. The way it works with FIFA is actually exactly as you think it works. FIFA controls the World Cup and they regulate the confederations. But these tournaments, FIFA lets the confederations organize it, take care of it on their own. They just regulate, so it does need to have certain standards of... But even though the fields for the Copa America are smaller because it was approved by CONMEBOL and FIFA.
Yes.
So I guess FIFA doesn't organize the tournaments, but they regulate them. Now, the World Cup, FIFA organizes and regulates, okay, the World Cup. Everything else, it's on the confederations to do it on their own. And that'll be now am I right about it? Corner kick for Uruguay.
Yes.
So far, I think Uruguay, look.
It's Brazil been a good 20 minutes for Uruguay right now. They're knocking on the door for sure. Brazil needs to, again, this is, if they can defend well on a set piece like this and start a counter like immediately, that's good for Brazil. But otherwise, like, Uruguay's got to keep this press going.
Cross goes in from De La Cruz, cleared by the Brazilian defense.
It touched Valverde, so I think that's going to be a throw-in for Brazil, unless the refs decide, oh, never mind, I guess they're not. Cool. Uruguay, going back, interestingly enough, here, working it from the back.
Guys, you can say whatever you want about me in the chat, but if you spam, you will get blocked. If you spam, you can tell tactical manager to fuck off. You won't get blocked for that. But if you spam, you're getting blocked. You're getting blocked. You're getting fired, just like Greg Berhalter will get fired this week. Cade Perez is saying, Tack, I know this is a Brazil stream, but could the United States lose Diego Luna to Mexico since he didn't make the Olympic squad? Cade, the answer to that is absolutely yes. As long as Mexico calls up Luna for something, yes, we can lose Luna to Mexico. Will it happen? I don't know. But 100%, Diego Luna is not happy. He even rejected the possibility of getting called up in case someone was injured. So, yes, there's a very high probability that we could lose Diego Luna, which is unfortunate. But again, that's how U.S. soccer operates. In the United States, we seem to not like players that have flair, creativity, and technical ability. They need to be tall and strong. We like tall and strong players. We're stupid. That's what it is.
Rip.
That's what we like. The fact that also not even that, because we called in Jordi Mihailovic over Luna. He's not even strong and tall. And he's worse than Diego Luna, in my opinion. I just don't get it. Brazil again struggling with the Uruguayan press. Oh, Endrick is through. Endrick might be through.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah,
not.
like he is drawing Araujo like specifically to like seemingly piss him off at this point, because that's 2 fouls like he's caused on him at this juncture. So things are getting chippy. Like there's no doubt, like they are telling those center backs to go after Endrick there, which, hey, if it's going to cause fouls like this and give Brazil a chance to do something with set pieces, then that's a good sign for us to at least get those counters and possible chances. But yeah, Uruguay is being super physical right now. They're being very... This is playing to like their strengths right now in terms of the first 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they're just trying to bully.
When will you hire me?
They're literally trying to bully a 17-year-old. It's not going to end well for them if it goes that way. Endrick is not really shying away from it, just waking him up more and more. Jurgen Klopp, will you hire me? Jurgen, whatever you want. We'll give you whatever you want. Cross goes in from Brazil. Rafinha, clear by the Uruguayan defense.
Jurgen, we are ready to give you Wyoming, both the Dakotas, and even Minnesota if we have to.
Yeah. Yep. We'll give them. We don't care. Ghostcar 21's attack. Would you 1v1 Greg Berhalter in a boxing match? Who wins? I would 100% 1v1 Greg Berhalter in a boxing match. If someone makes up that challenge, I accept that challenge right away. I accept the challenge right away. I have done martial arts, and I will take Greg Berhalter. I would just be a bit afraid if it was like some Muay Thai, because I heard he's a kicker. I heard he can kick.
The shin kick, the leg kicks and stuff. In a kickboxing match, might be a 50-50 chance. If it's just fisticuffs, I think you got this.
Yes. So if Berhalter accepts it, I will take the challenge of fighting Greg Berhalter. I will do it for America, and if they don't fire him, we can do the boxing match, and if I win, he has to resign. He has to resign. And all the money of the fight can go to him if it generates any money. I'm sure it will generate some money.
My goodness. All right.
I'm ready for Greg. Josh saying, is there any truth that Adams needs surgery? I heard that rumor floating around that Tyler Adams is like injured again and he might need surgery. We haven't gotten a confirmation, but knowing Tyler's history lately, would you be surprised? So, but yeah, there were rumors circulating that Tyler Adams is injured again. I just haven't been able to get the confirmation on that. If anyone knows, let me know. Rafinha with the ball. Back to Marquinhos. 24 minutes. Well, over 24 minutes. And Uruguay's press has cooled off a little bit.
I mean, they're still coming, but it's not like at hyper speeds like it was at the start. But then again, they could pick up that speed just as quickly again, like at any given point here.
They just did. There are triggers to their press. They just did. Oh, boy.
Yep. And that's a big foul here.
All right, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how this goes.
Oh man, João Gomes, that's a bad foul to take there, man. Like, you were already beat at that point, but taking a guy out by the ankles like that's an easy yellow a lot of the time. I'm surprised he didn't get booked for that.
I heard we were gonna start Douglas Luiz today instead of
I thought so
João
too.
Gomes.
Yeah, exactly. No, I thought so as well.
Dorival, let's just say he's not the greatest. But Spicy Jeff is saying, Tack, I'm not wearing pants. Hopefully you're watching us at home, even though that's a bit creepy and too much of information, Jeff. If you don't want to wear pants, that's fine for at home, but don't need to tell us. Free kick for Uruguay ball. Oh, shoot, cleared. It was off. He was off. But that
Okay,
was
offside,
a bit of a dangerous
still.
play. Brazil tried to set an offside trap here in a free kick, and it did not go well. Well, I mean, I guess technically it did because the Uruguayan players were offside, but it almost ended in a Uruguay goal. There were like 4 Uruguayans attacking the ball, no Brazilian player defending it. And he said, I also liked your video on the coaching replacements. I agree that Pep's our man. I didn't pick what? I didn't even mention Pep Guardiola. Sure, if we can get Pep Guardiola, get him. But I didn't mention Pep Guardiola in the video.
Jeff, it's just Jeff being zesty and incorrigible all around. It is going to make a couple of people who may have not seen the video go, wait, but did he really pick Greg or not? And, drive that interest on the video and cause that engagement, which, get those likes up, get those comments up, drive it so that the YouTube algorithm understands that, might as well have people watching with us here.
Yeah, but that might be good marketing from Jeff. Oh, Tavis is saying he's Corintiano. Oh, I'm sorry. We welcome Corintianos here today just because
Corintianos são brasileiros. At the end, Corintianos are Brazilians for now, but then, it's business as usual after this game's done.
Yeah, like literally a minute after it's done, get out of here.
Nanoseconds, just boot him out immediately. This is a Palmeiras household.
It's like, and the thing with Corintiano is no one can say that us excluding them, it's not xenophobic or racist. It's a fan base, okay? So just to make that clear, so no one thinks like, wait a second, what's a Corintiano? It's a fan base.
They would do the same to us, so as Palmeirenses, so fair is fair.
Yes, like if you're a Palmeiras there and you want to become like a Palmeiras president, you say build a wall with the Corintiano fan base in Palmeiras, it's okay, right? Can we agree on that? That one's okay. That's the only case that it's okay, guys. But going back to the game here,
not the best clearance by Uruguay on that one there. Endrick.
Endrick.
Oh man, Rafinha. Oh man, Rafinha. If he'd gotten that just a second earlier,
just be a little bit selfish.
Yeah, like at that point, try to be a little more direct. But then again, maybe he didn't have the best shot. Okay, we'll get the replay eventually on that. But that was a chance there. It feels like a wasted opportunity, unfortunately. Oh yeah, man,
he tried. I think he just needs to be more selfish. Darwin Núñez would have shot it.
Not the best pass from him on that, but Uruguay still has it. Running down the right flank here, cross goes out of bounds, goal kick. Yeah, that was a wasted opportunity there, man.
Yeah, we'll see the replay here, but I just thought Endrick had to be a bit more selfish. Try, shoot it. You're the center forward, man. Oh, now here's the replay. Let's see it again.
Okay.
So good press.
Oh, right. So Araujo was right on him, so I get why he.
But I think he could have tried shooting with his right foot.
It is his weak foot, so maybe that's why he hesitated to. There is that to consider, but
yeah. And anyone asking about the Olympic roster, the United States men's national team Olympic roster will be out on Monday. I'll do a stream on that on Monday, but it's not out yet. We don't know the full roster. We just had a few leaks. And I'll just say this. The roster's not looking good. Oh, terrible pass from Lucas Paquetá. Crap.
Oh, man. Bit of a clash there. And for the person that said, go for it. Money from your fight with Greg. Oh, wow.
Go. Oh, yeah, sure. It can go to charity, women's charity, any charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So yes, if I do have a boxing match with Greg, I'll do this just to convince him. All the money can go to Greg. Now, if he's open to giving it to charity, even better. I don't want a single cent. Imagine Greg's like a professional boxer. He just goes there and just beats the shit out of me.
still goes to charity, so you'll still have done it for a good cause.
Exactly. And that means I will be fighting for my country also.
Mm-hmm.
I will be fighting for my country. Power of Music saying, what's up, Tack? I saw a man buy a U.S. men's national team sponsored Michael Ultra at a local Walmart. So I tied his shoes together while he wasn't looking. I'm doing my part. Good job. I'm not for hurting anyone, but you could have also just told him that we're boycotting every single U.S. soccer sponsor. You could have just told him that, and then he would say, why? And then you could just made up a lie. I don't know, just say they support this or they support that. Just try to figure out where the guy stands politically and just make up some bullshit lie.
Oh.
Okay, here comes Brazil with Arana.
Cross gets
terrible.
deflected. Yep. Deflection of the cross. Easy for the Uruguayan goal to pick it up. And Araujo is down for Uruguay right now.
Turtle is saying Cincinnati's beating Miami 6-1 without Messi. Yeah, guys, I'm not paying attention to MLS while the Copa American Euros are happening, but good for them. Ski Bum is saying, you're a clown. Greg Berhalter would crush you. There is no evidence to back that. As far as we know, the only person he's beat up in his life is a woman. So I have a shot, okay? Believe it. I do have a shot. Unless you have evidence that he beat up other people, okay? I have a shot. So I will fight.
Yes, so I guess, they're checking up on Araujo right now after whatever happened there on the side. Doesn't look good, though, if they're having the trainers check up on him this long.
Is it Araujo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's holding on to, like, the back of his leg right now, like, right up in the
that looks
hamstring.
like a muscle, pulled muscle. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Well, when I said that it wouldn't end well, that he was bullying Endrick, that's not what I meant, guys. Okay.
He just kind of pulled it on the deflection that he did. That did not look like a good landing there. Yep, they've got his replacement already suiting up.
Jose Marias Jimenez, right? Jimenez.
I mean, if we're being honest, like from a human perspective, it's never fun to see a player go down like under those circumstances. But from a player spectrum kind of thing, like this is kind of an advantage for Brazil not having one of Uruguay's better defenders being there in the game at this point. Like,
oh no, this I mean, like we said, we're never gonna wish for a player to get injured, but Araujo getting injured does benefit Brazil a lot. This is the best defender Uruguay has. Could even, like, he's up there with, I don't know, like maybe the best defender on the field. He's up there with Militão, Marquinhos.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous player, and Araujo's out, but he's not just out from this game. He's out of the Copa America with this injury, probably.
Yeah, like here's hoping it's a speedy recovery for him and it's nothing like major that will take him out for like multiple months and whatnot. But that's tough. Yeah, feels like it's at the very least, like it feels like he'd be out for this in the semifinals if Uruguay were to advance from the looks of it.
Gabriel Fernandez, I'll talk about Greg Berhalter tomorrow. I will do an exclusive stream to talk about the update on Greg Berhalter's situation, okay? But as of now, there is no update. The only update is that I'll update more tomorrow, but U.S. Soccer has a meeting on Monday, and that's where they'll make a decision. And then the announcement will come on Wednesday, from what I heard, okay? But the meeting's on Monday. So they'll have a decision made on Monday. So maybe there will be some leaks, maybe. But we won't get the official confirmation until like Wednesday. But I'll talk about that more tomorrow. Let's go back here to the game. Araujo's out. That does benefit Brazil. Endrick fights for the ball.
That's an early substitution for... Yeah, that's an early substitution for Uruguay too. So like Bielsa's got to think of that like a little more tactically for the second half as well, when he has to make like the other two intervals with substitutions as well and how that manages it. So there's also a bit of an advantage there too for the Brazilian team, but there's Darwin Núñez and
wasted another chance.
That is a shot attempted technically. So for the underdog fantasy side of the spectrum, that's good for you, Tak, specifically.
Yeah. So Anthony Booker saying, Tak, have you noticed your buddy Herc Gomez has turned to the dark side? What do you mean by turn to the dark side? What do you mean by turn to the dark side? You're gonna have to explain that a bit more. I don't think her turn to the dark side.
Elaborate, if you will.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, Rafinha's
Rafinha.
through. Rafinha's through. He might be through.
Oh,
Oh, saved by Roche. I was gonna say Muslera. It's Sergio Roche.
oh, don't you? Oh, man. I mean,
Dude, this
goalie got
Uruguayan
real big
high
on that
line,
one.
this Uruguayan high line is what Brazil has to exploit. You send the balls, you lob it over them, you make those runs in behind. They're always exposed. What did I say before the game started, Chris? They are exposed in transition. We saw that against Panama.
Yeah, if you can catch them out like this on a counter, you have a good chance of at least getting some decent looks on that. So good. I mean, the Rafinha shot selection could have been better here, but I appreciate at least trying to put it on target and getting a corner out of it. Just got to keep up the pressure at this point here. Give them a little bit of a.
You can see Araujo's frustration on the bench because
I don't
he
blame him.
knows
Yeah, it's.
he knows he's done because the Copa America ends in 10 days. He's done.
Oh, and
Endrick is through.
oh, draws the foul.
Wow. Another one. They're just hacking the 17-year-old.
It's advantageous to say the least. And thinking about it in terms of substitutions too. Later,
that was a hard foul. How's that not a yellow?
The ref has been very. He has admittedly held back the cards throughout this half for both sides so far. Like sooner or later, like a couple of these L's have got to start flying unless you want the game to get this out of control.
The ref has to start getting this done. But Samuel Costa saying, who was Brazil's last great center back? For me, Lúcio. I mean, Thiago Silva was a great center back.
Thiago Silva, yeah, would be the most recent example, definitely. But Lúcio was pretty good in his own right. The 94 back line, probably one of the main reasons why Brazil won that World Cup was that back line that they had back then, because that team, outside of Romário and Bebeto, there was not a creative bone in their bodies for the most part.
Yeah, but the last great center back has to be Thiago Silva. From a club and national team perspective, tremendous player. Not perfect. I thought he lacked sometimes in his mentality, but in terms of quality on the ball, defending, tremendous player.
Yeah, great.
And wait, free kick for Brazil. This could be dangerous because Rafinha scored against Colombia. Rafinha, no, Rodrigo
took the one. Why? I don't get it.
The ex-Falcon is saying, "Hey, Tack, my king, my goat, my idol, my light." Oh, thank you very much. Those are like a lot of compliments. Those are like 5 compliments. That's more than I've gotten almost my entire life. Are there any other Yanks, youth or senior, playing in Brazil? I hope Johnny wasn't just an exception. As far as I know, it's just Johnny, man.
I'm taking a look at the Serie A right now just to make sure in terms of players that are playing in our league currently there. Technically, I mean, outside of Johnny Cardozo, Freddie Adu was the only one who did it, and that was for Bahia like 11 years ago. So yeah, Cardozo is the second American to ever play in a Campeonato Brasileiro of any sort. So it'd be nice to see a couple more Americans, being talented enough to actually get into club level, whether it's in Brazil, Argentina, Peru, Uruguay, and those leagues, because I do think those are still a slight step above MLS in its current form. But it tends to be, for the Brazilian side of the spectrum, it tends to be very common ball heavy in terms of the player. If you're getting any foreigners, it's very much like common ball heavy for the most part. You may get a couple of AFC guys or CAF guys that come in here and there, but for the most part, it tends to be very just common ball dominated.
Well, also,
if you're getting
Johnny never transferred there. Johnny was born in the U.S. and raised in Brazil, so he's like a Brazilian development player. It's not really like he moved there. Patrick McCoon is saying, why make an announcement to keep Greg Berhalter when he's already the coach? The meeting is to figure out how to move forward without him. Put a fork in him. I agree with you, Patrick. I heard, so just so everyone, I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but I heard the decision's pretty much made. It's more to talk about how to buy out. Yes, and how to announce it and the options they have. Because if he's already the coach, you don't need to make an announcement if he's already the coach. You just don't say anything. Just like he's still the coach. You just leave it as it is. But we'll see. We'll see. It's U.S. soccer. Expect the unexpected. It is a federation run by imbeciles, and imbeciles do stupid things, right? We've seen it many times. Jeff Carey saying, is Diego Luna going to Europe? I've heard multiple times that he did have offers and he might go, but as of now, it doesn't seem like he's going this summer. He's staying with RSL. Thank you, Jeff. Also, everyone, make sure to drop a like in the stream. We now have 700 people here. So let's try to get it to 300. If we hit 300 likes, I will do some commentary in Portuguese. And here comes Uruguay.
Ooh.
Trying to find very direct with
Too
Darwin.
too far of a cross there. Darwin couldn't get to it in time.
So he's saying Herc Gomez is shying away from criticizing Greg on ESPN. Is he really? I haven't watched. I haven't had time to watch like mainstream media or anything these days because I've been trying to cover the U.S. as much as I could. The past 2 days, I try to get some rest, watch the Euros, relax, go to the gym.
Pocket does now right now, so that's okay. He's getting dragged up, but yeah, I think he just got banged up, and whatever last tackle just happened there.
I like how the ref gave Paqueta a card. Right?
There's a joke that could be made there, but I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, allegedly. But it's funny that they gave Paqueta a card, but I'm just saying he didn't give it to the Uruguayan players that are beating the shit out of Endrick.
Okay. Yeah, getting chippy at this point there. The Brazilian players are starting to get a little more aggressive too on top of it, but Uruguay still having that high press. The counters, good tackle there. Ooh. Playing on here. All right, João Gomes, okay. Right, goes back to the Uruguay keeper.
Roche from Internacional. Brazil is not pressing at all.
No, they're letting Uruguay come at this point.
Matthew O saying, if Greg is gone, was it the fans that forced it? I think the fans played a minor role. I think he's mainly gone because he's shit. He got grouped in the Copa America. That's the main reason. It's because he's literally shit. Because if it was the fans, he would be long gone a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think him being fired is all on him.
What I'll say is that this is the first tournament in a while in which I think there was more of a limelight on the USMNT than usual tournaments tend to, because it is being hosted in the United States. So more pundits in different networks, even those who don't follow the sport in particular, are talking about it. And they have in their talk shows talked about sort of this colossal failure that the United States men's national team had to where they got grouped. So at this point, I feel like it's almost a situation where the pressure was too much, where USSF has to do something. Otherwise, it's not just going to be the fans hounding them. It's going to be actual higher powers. There's going to be broadcasters. And with that, sponsors could, get wind of this and go, maybe we need to reconsider our relationship with US soccer if you're not serious about putting out a winning product. So,
well, also
there is caveats to it. So
yeah, and the here is saying Cassie Keller is in U.S. Soccer's pockets. Have you seen any recent segments? I saw one where he was kind of like downplaying the fact that fans were boycotting sponsors, which to me was a moronic take from him. I would love to debate him on it if he wants to come along, or if ESPN wants to bring me, but they will never bring me, so he can come here if he wants to. Quite honestly, the views are fine. So talking about what he said, he essentially said that, oh, how can you boycott the sponsors? Because the federation will need money to hire a new coach. Well, guess what? With all due respect, Cassie Keller, with all due respect, it doesn't matter to us right now. If they fire Berhalter, which they could have already done, we wouldn't be boycotting or calling the federation out or like boycotting sponsors. It doesn't matter to us, right? Fire Berhalter. Why is it that we need to shut our mouths? What is wrong with you? Also, keep in mind, the federation gets the sponsors, right? The sponsors, what matters to the sponsors are the viewers, are the fans. Because who are they advertising to? The fans are not happy. That's how we show we're not happy. So it was a moronic take from Cassie Cow. That was the only one that I saw. Only
The
one that I saw.
problem, yeah, the problem with Casey is that he's in too deep in this situation. He has too many friends in this American bubble between players that are now commentators, players who may from his era who may now work within the confines of the USSF and things of that nature. So he's not an unbiased journalistic source by any aspect. And I get that they're bringing him in because hey, he was a former national team player and a part of those American generations that helped grow the game here. But the view with him is very myopic, in my opinion, where he's far more focused on protecting the old heads, the ones that, brought this generation to where it is, or something along those lines, rather than trying to advance the game, which means calling out your federation, calling out the coaching staff, calling out the players who are not performing to the level that they should at this juncture. So it just feels like a lot of these former players going into broadcasting on the American end of the spectrum are more, they're either super bitter that their careers didn't go the way they expected to and veer towards doing it more so for entertainment than actually, giving
what
a damn.
pisses me off the most, Chris, though, about all these guys on TV and some of the YouTube channels too with former players, is you can have someone spitting nonsense like Keller was doing. I've seen also Jesse Marsh spit nonsense in the podcast he had before, and there's like 2 or 3 other guys there, and no one fucking pushes back.
Yes,
no one's like, hold up, dude. It's like, hold up, dude. That is not true. Oh, Rafinha almost. Endrick loses it. That's going to be close to him. No one pushes back on the nonsense. That's the problem with U.S. soccer. You can have idiots say stupid things, and Keller kind of did. But yeah, I saw that. I think Herc was in that segment. I would hope Herc would actually
he kind of did, but not entirely. Like they kept it like one going at a time and not really a lot of interruptions. I got to step down real quick. I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Go quick. Someone's taking a dog there. I hope that dog's okay. But yeah, the thing is, like, you need to have pushback on some of the nonsense. That's the thing. When someone says that fans shouldn't boycott sponsors, what is wrong with a fan boycotting a sponsor? Oh, because it won't bring money to the federation. Well, do a good job. Listen to the fans too, what the fans want. Don't make decisions because the fans want. If you think Berhalter's the guy, then so be it. Keep him. But there will be consequences. Actions have consequences. That's how life works. You make some decision and the customer or the consumer in this case, which is the fan, does not like your decision. There are consequences. We don't have to eat up every single shit that U.S. soccer puts out. That's not how it works. You put a crap product, we have the right to not watch. We have the right to boycott the sponsors. That's how it works. Deal with it. Improve. Be better. Do better. Super chat here saying Canada making to the finals with Jesse Marsh just makes more of a case to fire Greg. It does make Greg Berhalter look worse. It definitely does make Greg Berhalter look worse. Placata is saying, I don't want to hear Pulisic is the best USMNT player of all time. His legacy is failing to qualify in 18 and first team grouped at home. I give 0 Fs about his club career. His US career is a failure. Placata, to a certain extent, I agree with you. I'm not going to blame Pulisic for 2018. He was, 18 at the time? He was very young, and he was our best player, especially leading into it. So I'm not going to blame him there. But the Copa America, what just happened, I blame a lot on Pulisic. A lot on Pulisic. A lot. He wanted Greg Berhalter back. He didn't really play that well also by any means in the Copa America, besides Bolivia, for whatever that's worth. Placata, thank you for the super chat as well. I just don't agree with the 2018 one. And for the national team, yeah, Christian Pulisic has a lot to prove. He just got grouped in the Copa America. Kyle's saying, I've seen Herc and Seb push back on Keller, especially Seb. Good for them. That's what I'm saying. When people say that Herc went to the dark side, I talk to Herc from time to time. It doesn't seem like it to me. It doesn't seem like it to me. And look, if Herc did say some nonsense, we've argued back and forth, me and Herc, in the past. Even here at the channel, we've debated. I wouldn't have any issue saying like Herc became a shill. I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I don't agree with that take. I don't agree with it. Joseph Power is saying, why is Brazil not spamming rainbow flicks? Joga Bonito's dead. And also, Brazil hasn't been spamming rainbow flicks in a long time. Brazil hasn't really played that well, even though they had some good opportunities. And Uruguay didn't create that much either. We're going to go through the stats in a second here. Ghostcard21 saying, cool coaching video. Kind of weird addition of the mukbang break in the middle, but I'm here for it. Love watching tax stuff himself. Thank you, Ghost Card. I didn't understand much of that super chat, but thank you very much. Mike X Stat is saying, is Cade Cowell the new Andrew Carlton already? No, but guys, I think a lot of people just overhyped Cade Cowell. He's more of an athletic freak, very fast, very explosive, strong. It was never about his technical ability or anything else. But everyone, Chris just came back. I'm going to take a quick 1-minute break. And the way we're going to take a break so Chris can also settle in is we're going to put a quick word from our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy, the sponsor of Tactical Manager TV. We'll be back in a minute. I'm going to also go get some water, and you guys can sit back, relax. We're going to talk about everything that happened in the first half after the ad so I can pay rent. It's expensive, man. Y'all should know this. Underdog Fantasy is a fun game to play prior to any soccer match or basketball, football as well. You know, it just adds an extra excitement to the game. And this summer, I will be playing Underdog Fantasy during the Copa America and Euros. You can download the app by using the link in the description of this video and use the promo code TMTV. Yes, please, don't forget to use the code. And let me tell you why. Sign up with the code TMTV to claim your special pick plus a first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. The game I mainly play is called Pick'em. I just click on it, scroll to the soccer section, and pick a player for the specific match and select the stats that I believe will be lower or higher. It's very easy to play, but be smart about it because it's not that easy to win. I'll also be playing some Underdog Fantasy during some match live streams during the Copa America and Olympics, posting my picks on X and Instagram, so you must stay tuned for that as well. And once again, I'm a professional hater, so usually I pick anything that will have me rooting for the downfall of that player. With that said, once again, thank you Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring the channel. The link to play is in the description of this video, and the promo code once again is TMTV. Thank you Underdog Fantasy. Okay, now let's talk about the first half because it was actually quite interesting. I'm going to put the stats here. If you look at the stats, ball possession was 50%, 50%. Uruguay had 0.66 expected goals. Brazil had 0.48. Fairly close, slight advantage to Uruguay. Brazil had 4 shots. Uruguay had 5, which means when you divide that 0.66 by 5 and divide pretty much 0.5 by 4, the quality of the opportunities for both teams was very similar. And the difference is Brazil did hit 2 shots on target. Uruguay has hit none. I'm going to say it. I didn't think Brazil played well. I don't think Brazil did a good job in breaking through Uruguay's press. But Brazil did a good job in containing Uruguay. They didn't really create any meaningful goal-scoring opportunity. And Brazil, I hope Dorival noticed that Brazil can strike Uruguay in transition, but he needs to. So Brazil's a front three, right? Let's talk about tactics here for a second. Everyone, little tactics talk right here, very quickly. Let me actually put the field players because then you guys can understand what I'm talking about. So Brazil has a front. They're playing a 4-2-3-1, but Paquetá is very deep. If you look at the front three, Rafinha, Endrick, and Rodrigo, everyone look at that. When you're getting pressed and let's say actually Uruguay has the ball. If you want to hit Uruguay in transition, you can't have every single player behind the ball. You can't have it. Otherwise, you recover the ball and you're far too deep. If you want to strike Uruguay in transition, 2 of the 3 players up top have to be closer to the midline. Endrick and 1 more. Whether it is Rodrigo or Rafinha, it depends on which section of the field Uruguay is attacking a bit more in that occasion. So if the ball's on the left, Rafinha is going to have to track back and he'll be deep. And then Endrick and Rodrigo have to step high up the field. That's if you want to be dangerous in transition. but you do get a bit of exposed on the other side. But let's say Uruguay switches, then Rafinha pushes high up the field, and Rodrigo drops on the other side. So if you keep doing that pivot back and forth, and then Endrick just stays high up the field, you can strike them in transition. That's not what Brazil's doing in the first half. Essentially, what I'm saying, and this might make more sense to you now, Chris, you essentially go to a 4-4-2 defensive shape. You go to a 4-4-2 defensive shape. The guy that's on the left, if they're attacking the right side of the field, your left winger drops and the other one goes high up the field. It just reverts. That's how it works. And I'm not seeing that from Brazil. I'm simply not seeing that from Brazil. And if you don't do that, you're not going to exploit Uruguay's main weakness to me so far in the Copa America, which has been defending counterattacks. They were exposed against Panama, and Brazil's not exploiting that. Did I make sense?
Yeah, no? I think the few times in which Brazil did have those 2 shots on target, if you think about it, it was catching them in transition and making those runs. It's just the finishing wasn't effective on their side of the spectrum. They've got to figure out how to adjust for that and maybe even make some changes. Rodrigo's been basically ghosting throughout the entirety of this tournament. Maybe let Gabriel Martinelli get a shot in the left wing and see if he can inject some life into making those runs from the sides and trying to help with catching Uruguay in transition when the press that is up high doesn't end up working for them. So there are things that can be exploited, but it's going to take some adjustment and maybe some changes.
Mm-hmm. Liam is saying Pulisic was the same age, 18, as Donovan was in 02, where he won the Best Young Player award at the World Cup. Yeah, guys, but again, players develop differently. It's different teams. The 2002 team that Landon Donovan played for was way better than the one that we had that failed to qualify to the World Cup. That team had an identity. They knew how to play their game, and they did well in the World Cup. The team Pulisic played for, no identity, confusing, lost. They fired Klinsmann in the middle of World Cup qualifying. Then they brought Bruce Arena that was completely outdated. Didn't really seem to care also. It was a mess. I don't like comparing 2 different generations right there because and putting a player and then just kind of like, oh, he's better because he did this and that. It's a bit more complex than that. It's not black and white. But going back, let me see if I didn't miss anyone here in the chat. And hopefully I made sense of how I wanted Brazil to behave here in the second half in terms of playing in transition, but they're not doing it. Let me see if I didn't miss. So this is an interesting one. Untouchables 96 is saying Endrick isn't going to sniff the field for Madrid. It's a dumb move. I don't think it's a dumb move. And I'll explain to you why. Will he start for Real Madrid? No. He won't start for Madrid unless there's a lot of injuries. But he will get minutes off the bench for Real Madrid. And if you go back a few years, Vinicius also arrived at Real Madrid very raw. And They were very patient with him. He didn't play well. He came off the bench and he started a game and he came off the bench and he sucked a lot of the times. And it took Vinicius 3 years to really break through. So I don't think it's a bad move for Endrick. Real Madrid's paying a lot of money for him. And they will be patient with him. Sure, he's not going to come in and just own him. Mbappe's going to start. It's going to be Mbappe, Vinicius, and Rodrigo. He's not going to start. But I think for the long term, it's fine.
And also, it's just in the perspective of, again, I do realize that this may come off with some bias, given that Tonk and I, as Palmeiras fans, have been following his career really since him coming from the youth development program with us and kind of seeing him grow into the fold. It's going to take time with it as well, especially with that current Real Madrid lineup. But I do think he has the work ethic to make it work for him at Real Madrid, where whether he's a super sub the first couple of years or he breaks into that starting lineup, it just is going to be that 2-3 year transition in general. And when you are a team like Palmeiras, especially when you consider the conversion of euros to Brazilian reais, which is like a 1-6, like a 6-1 ratio, that's about 208 million in Brazilian reais for a kid, for like a 16-year-old kid at the time. And that's before any other incentives kick in. So you take that money as a club there to bolster your own club in those situations. So,
yeah, the club had to sell him because of what Chris just said, the money. And also, as Endrick, how do you say no to that money and to Real Madrid? I think it's a fine move. I think it's a fine move, and it's all about him putting in the work and developing. Now, this is a good question. Stefan or Endrick? Um, I I think from a physical standpoint, Endrick is faster, more explosive, stronger. Uh, I think Stefan's a bigger talent, though, man. From what I'm seeing with Stefan, it's hard to compare. Stefan is more of a Neymar-like figure, lots of flair, dribbling, very light, agile. Endrick is more of like a bull,
Hmm.
like a Romário mixed with Adriano. And then Stefan's more of like a Neymar, Robinho-like player. It's very difficult to compare both, and it's gonna really depend on how they develop. I will say this though: Endrick is going to a better team. Stefan's going
Yes.
to Chelsea.
The problem with Chelsea is that I do believe that a player like Estevão is talented enough to break into that starting 11. But if you're having the situation that Chelsea has had over the past couple of years with overturning coaches every other year and a half, none of you can grab all of the wonder kids in the world. They're not going to develop if you don't have an actual stable coaching there to guide that hand accordingly. So
Yeah, and then everyone, before we continue, I'm gonna put this on screen for one more time here. Maybe at the end I'll put it again. If you want to win a Brazil jersey or Uruguay jersey, we will be doing a giveaway of the jerseys of the jersey of the winner between Brazil and Uruguay on Twitter. Just find this tweet. It should be on my profile. It should be on Chris's profile too. He shared it. Like, retweet, follow us on AC Momento. It's a fun app that you can add all the sporting events you go to. Click on this link, download it, and enter the giveaway. It's free to download the app. It's free to enter the giveaway. Just do it. It's on Twitter. Share it and follow us on AC Momento app where you can put everything, okay? So go to Manager Tactical on Twitter and you can win a Brazil jersey or Uruguay jersey. It's going to be the jersey of whoever wins this game. And now let's go back here because the second half's about to start. Both teams are
about to
back.
kick off.
Are we going through, Chris? Are we winning this?
I'm not sure, man. Like, it's at the very least, us not conceding a goal in the first half is a good thing. But man, it's still butt clenching hours for the next 45 or so minutes. Thankfully, unlike the Euros, Copa America has the mercy of not putting us through an extra 30 minutes after that and just go straight to penalties to decide. So here we go, kicked off.
And Moise Criskelo is saying, I'm still laughing at Tack's reaction to seeing Shaq Moore being subbed in. Dude, you have, like, you probably do have idea because you're a USMNT fan, I'm assuming. The amount of damage that can do to a man watching Shaquille Moore play for his national team. The psychological damage, the PTSD that you end up going through because of what you saw in the World Cup, it should not be underestimated. Ever.
Man, what a time.
Yeah, I was pretty traumatized. 1 second, I'll be back.
Yeah, so Uruguay with possession here, cross into the box, blocked. Rodrigo trying to dribble his way through two Uruguay defenders. Trying to work it out of the left here, but not quite. That seems to be a foul.
So Uruguay's back with their press early in the second. They're probably going to do the same thing. I think they pressed for a good 20, 25 minutes in the first half, and then they just moved away from the press later on.
I do think with Paquetá being on a yellow, they do need to bring in Douglas Luiz. They do need to do something to that midfield to get him more active in this case, because while it's a midfield that can help with the defensive duties, this is a game where you need at least somebody to help with those transitions between grabbing the ball, taking the ball from Uruguay on defense and starting a counterattack. And right now, the Brazilian midfield, it's a lot defense heavy compared to having somebody that's creative enough. And again, we can't say it enough. These are the times where we miss Neymar.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, it's our best player. And just to remind everyone, Araujo, the best center back for Uruguay, got injured in the first half, which is a major blow for the Uruguayan side for today. Oh, shot from Valverde.
That's a Valverde shot. Yep. That's another one for your underdog.
Yep. He hits those, man. He hits those. Mike saying, why doesn't Bayern or the Bundesliga shop in Brazil? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would probably think it's the language barrier, because going from a Latin-derived language to more of an Anglo-Saxon type language, it's not an easy transition. It's hard enough with English, It's probably even harder with German, to be completely honest with you. So it could be that, and it could be that the Bundesliga is looking for something that is a little bit different. That's not Brazilians or South American players, at least.
But they used to
Not Bayern
sign a lot
specifically,
of.
but yeah, they did usually. Yeah, no, I remember quite a few years ago when that used to be a thing. Maybe
Yeah,
not
they
Bayern
used
Munich
to sign.
specifically, but
They used to sign a lot of Brazilians, but lately, if you look at the Bundesliga, they just don't sign South Americans in general. The Bundesliga, it just has gone down. Well, I mean, sure, there's quite a few there here and there, but way less than in the past, and they're just signing them less and less. Brazilians are surprisingly going a lot to the Premier League these days, because in the past they wouldn't
yeah,
go there. In La Liga, obviously, La Liga is a big
yeah,
destination for Brazilians.
it tended to be the window where it seems like for a lot of moves for Brazilians way back in the day, it used to be either Spain, the Netherlands, or Italy, like as a kind of big three initially. There, sometimes Germany, England. Every once in a blue moon, you'd hear about a move like that. Maybe France. I remember Haim going to Paris Saint-Germain way back when, during the 90s. So it can depend, but yeah, definitely seems to be very top heavy nowadays when Brazilians are making the moves out abroad rather than like sort of the intermediate type leagues that are out there in Europe in terms of like club competition wise. I mean,
We're just saying, what about the
not a
Portuguese? The Portuguese league is the one that has the most Brazilians in Europe by a landslide. It's not
yeah,
even
just
close.
because it's a transition spot, like the Benficas, Portos, and Sportings of the world, basically buying Brazilians for pennies on the dollar and then selling them for 5-6 times more, and that's how they make their money.
Winnie K. Gonzalez saying, Tack, Endrick is not Real Madrid material. I'm a Real Madrid guy, by the way. Arda Güler is Real Madrid material. Gonzalez, Vinicius was worse than Endrick when he arrived at Real Madrid. I would wait before I make such a statement with a 17-year-old. Arda Güler is a good player, though. Very, very, very good player. But I would not claim that of Endrick until you've watched him a bit more and given him at least 2 to 3 years to develop at Real Madrid. It doesn't seem like these two teams want to risk it. That's the thing.
No. It's been very both teams picking their spots at this point. Even with Uruguay's press, it seems like they're pressing for the sake of trying to find like the perfect kind of run, shot, etc. And then Brazil's just trying to hang on and maybe try to find a counter. But it's very timid, it seems, at least initially right now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like at the moment.
It makes for a boring game, admittedly, and I'm sure quite a few people on chat are probably feeling that as well.
Yeah, it's been a very boring game from a neutral perspective. If you're cheering for a team like we are for Brazil, time just flies by, right? When you're rooting for a team in the game. But if you're neutral, then no. Yellow card to who? Ugarte?
Yeah, the blatant handball there to stop the transition. Well, not blatant per se, but his hand literally did get in the way.
Mark G213 saying, Chris Tack, who do you have winning the Euros? We kind of talked about that earlier. It's a bit complicated to figure it out. England has been fraudulently making their way there.
Yeah, out of the 4 that are on right now, I would like Spain to win because they've been the more exciting team out of the 4 remaining. But I wouldn't be surprised if France just bullshits their way with no goals in regular time or extra time and just are penalty kick merchants their way into a Euros. Or England. Although England have scored more goals, admittedly. They just have had to like come from behind and play under Gareth Southgate, which seems to be a punishment in and of itself.
Let's see if I didn't miss anyone.
Rodrigo drew a big free kick there on that one from the looks of it. Or
I think there was no call. I think there was no
call.
call.
Oh, no call at all. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow, he got elbowed.
Yep, no call. All right, then. Common ball at work here.
He got elbowed. So to answer your question, here comes Uruguay. Darwin still has it. This is Uruguay. This could be dangerous. Darwin is in the box.
Yep.
Blocked.
Good block.
To answer your question, I think at the end of the day, as bad as they've been playing, I think France might win this. That's what I think will happen. But we'll see. Spain has been the best performer so far. And Uruguay just had a great opportunity here with Darwin Núñez. Valverde will take the corner here for Uruguay. 52 minutes and 30 seconds. No blood, no foul. Yeah, that sounds about right with Comebol. Look at El Loco Bielsa. He just looks like a freaking psychopath. Look at Bielsa. He looks like a lunatic. Corner kick for Uruguay. Valverde will deliver. And that's cleared. Cleared by the Brazilian deep. But Uruguay still has it, and that'll be a goal kick for Brazil. Goal kick for Brazil.
The shot-making decision from a couple of these guys coming out of quarters that are not used to like shooting on net, naturally, it's kind of like questionable. I would think that trying to go low for deflections would be a much better call than trying to shoot up high, but that's just me.
Yeah, Allison.
Allison, come on.
We are struggling with this Uruguayan press, man, quite a bit.
And that's a free kick for Uruguay right there.
And,
come on, Bruno.
No,
Dude,
it's a free kick for Brazil.
Oh.
Wait, what's going on here? Yeah, for Brazil.
He
held the ball. De La Cruz held the ball with his hand. So it's
okay, gotcha. So that's why I thought he was fouling the guy outright, which wouldn't be out of character for him.
Kai Brown is saying, will you guys miss Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi? I would say I already missed them. To me, their careers are more or less done. When I watch them, they're nothing close to they once were. We've all had the honor of watching them during their prime. So I would say I already missed them, of course. I think anyone that got to experience the Messi-Ronaldo era will miss those two. These are players that are among the all-time greats. So I will, for sure. Mike is saying anyone but England. England is not winning the Euros. There is no way England. I'm going to do a live watch along on Wednesday to hate watch England. They are not winning the Euros. It's not happening. It can't happen. I will stop believing in the sport if England wins the Euros. I will not accept it. Okay, Brazil just not really. Brazil's sitting way too deep. Uruguay with the ball. Switch.
Oh, that's a bad bit of touch there from Uruguay's side of the spectrum. So
Pelistri. That was Pelistri. All right. Not a great game, man.
Oh, boy.
Good thing I was able to sleep in because it's Saturday. And
yeah, I have a Red Bull right now for the second half specifically just to make sure I'm not like falling asleep, as you can all see here.
Yeah, I'm going to need something stronger than Red Bull. No, I'm joking, guys. I am joking. I'm 100% joking. What is it? Jeff Carey saying, I got little G's medical records. So it turns out he has low testosterone and very high estrogen levels. Berhalter? Okay.
I mean, that just seems to be like out of bounds to an extent there. Like, I get you're making fun of the guy, but at the same time, it's just like, just call him spineless, because that is what he is at the end of the day. He's been spineless for a while and just.
Yeah. I also don't want to know how you would get.
Like, how are you finding these tests? Like, we're trying to not like implicate you on the legal sense here too, Jeff. So give us, give us something to work with here without implicating you in a criminal sense, ideally.
Here comes Darwin Núñez against Militão.
Militão did follow him through it. That's at the very least. That's
good defending. Shot, and it goes over.
Uruguay, Brazil's defenders at the very least have been doing a good job of forcing Uruguay to take really bad shots for a majority of this game. So there is that, but my fear is that one will get through and they will get a good chance on Allison and he might not save it. So
Endrick has been poor today, though.
Yeah, no, they've kept him in check between the early physicality and then even though he's gotten one or two looks, he hasn't done much with them. So it has not been a good game so far for him. Like, it can all change with a chance, of course, but like, you've got to make good on that sooner rather than later,
Rodrigo dribbles inside, Paquetá, out wide to Rafinha. My fucking God.
Man.
I just want Brazil to win. Also because we've been hearing so much crap about how Brazil is done. Uruguay are the title contenders. It would be hilarious if Brazil sends Uruguay home in the quarterfinals. Also, the earlier Uruguay gets knocked out, the worse it is for Berhalter because it just makes the group he got grouped worse. Miguel Mendoza, don't spam. Don't spam. They're going to ban you. Don't spam. You can say it once. If you keep spamming, they're going to ban you, Miguel.
Oh, are they calling that a free kick or okay? That is, yeah.
Miguel, they're going to put you on a timeout. Mike saying which US MLS players have potential? Not many. Not many. I don't think the US is developing players as they should. I don't think the next generation is going to be better than this one, which says a lot because the current one is already showing not to be that great. I don't think MLS is doing that good of a job developing, even though they're going to try to pretend they are. I don't think they are. I'm going to say Kevin Sullivan maybe, but I haven't seen much. Strong foul right here. João Gomes and De La Cruz, but they seem to get along.
Yeah, this has been a cagey game so far into it, more so than anything. Very chippy, very physical, but unfortunately, from like an entertainment aspect, not quite there. So, if anything, thank you for being with us for that, chat, and bearing this kind of game just as we have, as we are kind of on pins and needles here. Oh, Rodrigo with the recovery.
Foul, card.
Yep.
Rodrigo seems to be waking up.
Finally. And yeah, good. Start showing the cards at this point because it's been like 50 minutes too long without him at this juncture.
Oh, what a nutmeg. What a nutmeg. Clean nutmeg. Clean as a whistle. Beautiful. And Brazil has the ball. Foul again. Ref, give a card. It's De La Cruz again. 2 times in a row in a minute. Give a card. I know the foul wasn't hard, but he keeps fouling everyone. It's always De La Cruz. Rafinha. Soon enough, we have to get Savio in this game somehow.
Yeah.
In one way, shape, or form.
Oh, man. The problem is that they keep going back because this Uruguay press just keeps coming forward at them, and they just try to play it from the back instead of making said moves. Okay, Rodrigo, another chance here. Ah, man. Not the best dribble on that one. Let me turn on the light back here just a sec. Get the blinders off. There we go. Yeah, the ref is definitely showing more cards this half compared to the last one, but
okay, Brazil now with the ball. Brazil seems to be controlling possession. Allison, what the heck, man? That lob pass under pressure. Yeah, like, what is João Gomes supposed to do with that ball? What is he supposed to do?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so got a pretty good question here from, I think I just saw it from Jair Vasquez, if you want to pull that one. When will Brazil get a proper outsider manager?
They tried.
When our federation gets its collective shit together and isn't pretending that they're going to get Carlo Ancelotti in a year and a half and not pull it through.
The best thing for Brazil, the game's putting me to sleep, is to get Abel Ferreira at some point. Endrick in transition. Endrick, bad decision making.
Oh, come on.
Oh, he recovered. Nope. No, he didn't. Oh, we did. I
mean, he tried it, but yeah, like he did press.
It's like he's out of control with the ball.
He is.
He's out of control.
Mm-hmm. Not a good couple plays.
Completely out of control. Every time he's gonna get the ball, it's like hectic. Guys, we've watched a lot of Endrick. It's not like this. He's playing horribly today, but that's not what we're accustomed to seeing. Cole saying we will have pretty much the same players till 2030. The next generation won't be till 2034. That's a ton of time for players to develop. Sure, but I'm just talking about player profile of players coming up. I don't like the way it's going. Valverde over the crossbar. That's already the shots we needed for the underdog
Mhm.
fantasy picks. That's all we needed. Valverde, he'll strike those. He'll strike those. If you watch Real Madrid, you know. I don't think MLS is developing enough players. And remember, sure, the next generation will be for 2034, but we already will have to replace some guys in 2030.
Mhm.
That will already happen. You need to have guys coming up continuously, and you need younger guys pushing the older guys continuously. That's what happens with Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina. The US doesn't have that. The players that are there right now are super comfortable because there's absolutely no prospect pushing Christian Pulisic, McKennie, Tyler. I guess Johnny's pushing Tyler now a little bit. But
Oh,
there's not enough prospects that are pushing our older players. It's just not happening.
no, man.
Militão with the ball. 63 minutes. I'll say this for a team that many people have doubted, while Uruguay was extremely hyped by everyone. I would say Brazil is doing fine. Oh,
Oh,
João Gomes, another hard foul.
yeah. That's a yellow.
Okay. Yeah, there's no question that. The thing is, it's just a double standard, right? The Brazilian players will get hit, they'll get decked, and then there's nothing. But João Gomes' foul is definitely a yellow.
Mhm.
Man, what happened to the Brazil I love that played with flair, happiness, joy? Dude, Endrick, he needs to get his act together. He needs to get his act together.
Mhm.
Placata saying Johnny's ahead of Adams, but Adams is on the circle jerk council, so he gets to start to play 30 minutes even when he's hurt. Placata, I
Oh,
am going to agree with you there because Tyler Adams should not be starting for the U.S. men's national team after he hasn't played for a year, and he can't even play the full 90 minutes because he was injured. So I agree with you in that sense. Brazil recovers the ball. Oh,
oh,
Endrick? No, not
oh
smart
no.
enough.
Yeah, he doesn't have the angle, unfortunately, on that run.
Also wasn't smart enough to beat as a defender. Stanley saying, do you think the United States simply just suffers from not having a strong footballing culture? As some things we will never achieve without level of culture. There are enough people and soccer fans in the US that understand soccer culture. They just don't care about the
Mm.
US men's national team. I think there is a soccer culture in the US. It's just very fragmented all over the country, and there's like groups. There's a group of like Mexican Americans, Brazilian Americans. It's all broken down. It's broken into pieces. We're not
Yeah,
united.
Uruguay with a substitution here. Now Betancourt coming in for their number 7, which I
De la
guess is
Cruz. De la
Del
Cruz.
Caruso. Okay.
But
Right,
but again,
would him be on a yellow? That makes sense. Yeah, making a
yeah.
sub.
So we do have soccer cultures in the US, but it's not united. It's not unified. And a lot of these people with a soccer culture, they're not very much into the US men's national team. We have an incompetent federation. We have a bad coach. We're not getting the results that we should have been getting. You're not going to get new fans. People like winners. People like winners. I think if we start to win, the US men's national team starts to play better and attracts more fans, the footballing or soccer culture is there. There's a lot of Latinos in the United States that love soccer, and if the United States didn't suck, they would probably root for the national team. Hey, Chris, for example, has lived here long enough that if the national team of the United States gave him some joy, I think he'd be far more supportive of it, even though he's from Brazil too.
I'd be less neutral on that regard, other than just it being, oh, it's a team that I sort of know about because it's on the news cycle whenever they end up playing any sort of major tournament. So, and I think in general too, the idea of a sport that it was made for the people, by the people, being a pay to play hub in this country pisses me off to the level in which I'm like, I can't support in good faith any
Well, it's MLS
federation
the
that allows that
problem.
to happen. Yeah.
It's MLS, yeah. It's the federation with MLS that drives a lot of people away. The federation with MLS drives a lot of people away. I know they're going to talk about how MLS is doing all great and peachy and blah, 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 but it's not. There's a lot of propaganda
Oh,
being involved there. Here comes Brazil. Rafinha cuts inside, back, shot blocked. Paquetá to no
oh,
one, back to Uruguay.
man. I appreciate them closing down like this at the very least. Brazil showing a little more fight in this half compared to the last one, but Militão.
Darwin Nunes, that might be. Don't foul him there. Don't foul him there.
No,
At
yeah,
least
no. Just
the ref just kind of blocked Valverde's shot now.
yeah.
What's his name? TQ Vido saying Argentina, Canada predictions. I'm going to do a prediction video. I have to think more about that. I think there's no doubt in my mind that Argentina will advance. My main question is Argentina going to be as wasteful as they were in the first game? Is Canada going to make the adjustment, especially defensively?
Yeah.
Canada has been exposed in set pieces a few times in transition against Argentina. They were yesterday. The goal that Canada conceded, they all went up through a throw-in. They all went up for a throw-in. And then they conceded that stupid goal against Venezuela. I'll talk about it more on the prediction video I'm making, but I think I can't see an outcome besides Argentina advancing. The question is by how much?
How much? Yeah. The how much is more the question for me as well, too, at this point. I do think that initial Argentina-Canada game should have been 5-0 for Argentina, with the chances that if they weren't wasteful with their 3 or 4 chances that they missed out on. So it's like, and I think at this point I can say this: Jesse Marsch has got this team playing at a level above what anybody was expecting, but I think it's still too early in their cycle together to really get a huge result against Argentina. If they do, it's probably like the upset of the last 4 years of a World Cup cycle. Probably more of an upset than the Saudi Arabia game against Argentina was during the Cup.
Yeah, because this one will actually send Argentina home.
Exactly.
Oh wow! I think there's blood.
Oh boy.
It's on his finger. No, he seems to be okay. It seems to be like someone stepped on his nail. It probably hurts a lot, but.
Oh yeah, just cleat on the nail situation. They're not
no,
intentional.
they're doing the Ola.
Oh
no!
This is how boring this game is. The wave started, everybody.
To quote Sean Dyche, "Stop this! It's an utter woke nonsense."
This game is so boring and so bad that A, it started the wave. B, we missed the 69th minute. I hate it here, Talk. I hate it here so much.
It's called the wave or Ola?
I don't know, and I do not care.
Jeff Carey saying Messi has played poorly. Yes, Messi has not been good in the Copa America. Apparently, he's been injured. That's the thing. Rodrigo tries to drive inside, dispossessed. Bruno Guimarães recovers it for Brazil. Minute 69. Nice. Crap, I missed minute 69.
I just said that. We missed it by 2 minutes now, man.
Oh, can we turn back time?
Oh, that's a yellow right there.
Did the track get it at least? No, some of them got the nice. Some of them said nice. Some of them got
good on the chat who didn't miss it, but we did, and we suck for that. I hate it here, man.
That's like the one we were in a 40-game streak of hitting nice at 69.
And we've been good at it too the past few times that we've done these. It's just
wow.
That red Hernandez right
now. That's a red.
That was a lunge.
VAR, you got to call VAR. He almost broke Rodrigo's ankle. That's a red.
Shit, dude. Whew.
They got to check the VAR. That is a red card. Is the VAR not going to call him?
I get at least there's a yellow. Cool, but man, from the replay that looked much, much worse.
Oh no, this is a red. They're calling, the VAR's calling. This is a red.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay.
Dirty Uruguayan players, man.
Did the channel freeze?
I can
still see us, so okay, they're checking VAR. All right. Yep. Going through. Oh, this could be huge.
Yeah, this can be a game changer for Brazil now. Then Brazil needs to win this in regular time. Don't take it to penalty shootout.
No, you go for it at that point. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, I know stuff tends to look worse on a slowdown, but this looks egregious.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a lot of like what the Copa America is. It's just kind of like it's ridiculous. This is a red card. There's no doubt.
All right, we're getting the decision here.
What is it? Red. Red. He's giving a red. I don't know why Copa America teams have this compulsive need to beat the shit out of each other. What is the decision? What is the decision?
Yep, it's a red card. It's a red.
Uruguay's in big trouble.
Like, that kind of a tackle is legitimately a red any day of the week, though.
Yeah, that it shouldn't be debatable. That's a red. And then Uruguay will have to play now 20 minutes man down. Brazil, that everyone disrespected, are now the favorites to go through. They have to capitalize on it, though. They have to capitalize on it. They're going to be playing man up for 20 minutes. Yeah, man. Uruguay man down. Uruguay man down.
Although, yeah, I
All
don't
right.
get, as somebody pointed out, like, I don't get this concept of, like, the guys still complaining on the field and not just leaving it out right after a red like that. Like, do we need to get security down there or something? My goodness.
I don't know. But it's just like in the Copa America in general, the teams have this compulsive need to just beat the shit out of each other every game. I don't understand. I don't know
They're
why he's
very
even
adamant
arguing.
about winning the physical battle as well as the actual game itself. So, but opportunity here for Brazil to seal the deal on this one. But again, they haven't been playing their best through most of this whole tournament. So we're still very much
Handball, no call. Brazil
Nope.
needs to press the living crap out of Uruguay. You need to capitalize it. Don't let it go to penalty shootouts. Uruguay's in big trouble. Uruguay, that everyone said was going to win this, is in big trouble. But it's not over. And the thing is, Brazil still has to score a goal because if it goes to penalty, oh, and here comes Darwin. If there's one thing that I've learned over the years is don't underestimate Brazil. Also, don't underestimate Uruguay. So even though Uruguay is man down right now, I don't know, man. It could be a trap.
Yeah, and when it comes to penalties, it's anyone's game. So yeah, I'm hesitant to say anything at this point. I would like Brazil to score here and just finish this in 90 and just we'll figure it out from there. But
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Bielsa teams have a work ethic, so he's still going to keep working those guys as hard as humanly possible to get this done. But looks like we got a couple of folks coming in. So Douglas Luiz is coming in, and Andres Pereira, really?
So Andres Pereira is for Paquetá.
Okay.
And Douglas Luiz for João Gomes. They're probably aren't they both on a yellow?
That would make the most sense, yeah, because Paquetá and João Gomes are both on yellows right now, just to not risk a second yellow on a red situation.
Yes, so that's what's happening. He's going to take both that are on the yellow. The game's getting very physical. He doesn't want to get a red. Those are good subs. I do think he should put Savio for Rafinha at this point. He'll come in off the bench, fresh legs, electric.
Wait,
it can be a game changer.
Darwin Núñez is coming off? Really?
Darwin Núñez and Pelistri. He's probably just going for penalty shootouts now.
Yeah, I'm
Varela,
guessing
and
still, but I'd figure you'd
Varela's a
want
right back.
Nunez. Yeah, I figured you'd want Nunez on call for penalties personally, but
But
that's
I
just
think
me.
Varela is a right back.
Yeah, they're going defensive for sure on that, but I just don't understand.
And but listen, Chris, Varela's a right back. Arrascaeta is a midfielder, attacking midfielder.
Mhm.
They don't have a center forward anymore. They're probably just going to
Yeah,
put
that's
Araujo up top.
yeah. Again, that's why I'm kind of wondering. Like, even if they're trying to go for pens at this point, would you not want Darwin Nunez there to take them in this situation? I just don't understand. But
Yeah, I don't know what's the plan with El Loco Bielsa
especially as
now.
a Bielsa-led team, even with 10 men, could still break out like a quick press counter and score a goal off of it personally. So I think it's a weird call, but we'll see how it pans out for them here.
Yeah,
Nevertheless,
and
Brazil
again,
still needs to not like dawdle around. You've got the man advantage. Push on it accordingly.
well, it becomes very difficult now because Uruguay will sit back. They will sit deep. You can see it right now. Uruguay has no one up top. Bielsa gave up on the game. He gave up on the
Mm-hmm.
game. He's going for the draw. There is no one up top. There's no one to hit Brazil in transition. Now it's about Brazil finding a way to break this Uruguayan low block, which is extremely difficult. And their defenders
Yeah.
are big. So if you try crosses, they have to be low because Endrick is also short.
Mm-hmm.
Keep moving the ball one way or another, find space. But I don't know. This is where you need Neymar to unlock that low block. DCC saying,
Yeah.
do you think CONMEBOL refs have no respect for the United States, Canada? From watching US, Canada, Venezuela, the refs were obviously biased. Look, maybe they're a bit biased, but the thing is, CONMEBOL refs are just shit. I don't think
Yeah.
they cheated against someone on purpose. I think they're just ass. We're giving them way too much credit. They're just not good.
And more often than not, a lot of these guys, they're not professionals, they're amateurs too. So consider that with a lack of funding on their pay. These are probably like the highest assignments they're getting all year long, to be completely honest with you. That may not be like the odd Libertadores match to referee. And I'm not sure if it even pays that well in the first place. So you put all these aspects together and you'll get really bad calls more often than
Ooh,
not.
cross goes in
Oh,
cleared by Rochet, the goalkeeper punted. Now it's all on Brazil. 10 minutes to go, plus whatever added time, which I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of minutes, like 5 at least.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, and then Jeff Carey saying, it's getting chippy. I'm putting my pants back on. Okay,
Good call,
Jeff's
Jeff.
pants are back on. That's good news right there. We got some good news at least. Okay, Rafinha, cross, Rodrigo. Dispossessed. That'll be a...
Oh,
Wait, what was
that
the
should
call?
be a.
Oh, he's off. Someone was off. Three
Oh, okay,
substitutions
offside.
for Brazil.
Yep.
So the substitutions will be Andrés Pereira will come on for Lucas Paquetá. Douglas Luiz will come on for João Gomes. And Savinho will come on for Rafinha. So we're going to Endrick all the way through. He's going to put... Endrick's
All
going all
right.
the way to the end.
I think Dorival Jr. waited 5 minutes too long to make these changes. Like they should have been ready to go like the moment that red card happened with VAR and stuff, just for the fresh legs type of situation. But okay, Uruguay's goalie's down at the moment. Something going on with his knee.
Well, he's probably just wasting time right now, Roche. Just wasting time. Will Endrick
Could be.
take penalties? I would assume he would. We've seen him take very rarely for
Yeah.
Palmeiras. But
I don't think he'd be like the first one to take it, but he'd probably be somewhere in the middle of the order, like third or fourth.
yeah, we definitely don't want Marquinhos taking a penalty. That's for sure.
No, I remember what happened last time. No, thank you.
No, even Rodrigo too. He missed it in the World Cup, but I'd give Rodrigo a second chance. But again, Brazil right now should not take this to penalties. They're playing men up. They have 8 minutes to go, plus probably 6-7 minutes added at this point. Maybe more. Brazil needs to go for the win. Do not take this to penalty shootouts. You want to know why? Brazil normally chokes on penalty shootouts. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
It's the Croatia flashbacks we're having all over again right now.
Yeah, nothing
Okay, so
happened to
kicking off.
Rochet.
It's like a slight knee clash, but it feels like he's just wasting time for the sake of wasting time, which, hey, it's peak Bielsa-esque shithousery right now.
Now, what I'm getting a bit nervous here is the penalty shootouts. Brazil is playing man up. Uruguay is not going to be a threat anymore. They kind of gave up on attacking at this point. Brazil has to capitalize on it. Okay, Savio's on. That's good. Fresh legs. Oh, Savio, he's through. Down the right. Here comes Brazil. Savio blows by the first one. Couldn't get the cross in. And he's going to get... No, he still has the ball. Savio still has the ball.
Still hold on to it.
Oh, shit. That's going to be a throw-in for Brazil or Uruguay? Uruguay ball.
Yeah, it bounced off Savino like at the very last second.
Holy cow, saying we need a pure Brazilian commentary. Well, how many likes do we have in the video? If we have... Let me see how many we have. Depending on how many we have, I'll do Portuguese commentary. We have 288. We didn't even hit 300. So get it to like 350-ish, and I'll do Portuguese commentary to close the game here. I'll do at least like 30 seconds. Get those likes to 300.
My goodness.
Get it to 300. Uruguay throw-in, cleared.
350, you said. Remember 350.
Endrick drives inside. Endrick with the shot saved by Rochet. Okay. First moment from Endrick.
I mean, at least he needs to be doing more of that, definitely. Like, don't get angry with yourself. Take your next chance and take more of these left-handed shots. Like, maybe close in a little bit more, get closer to the box, but that's what we need to see more of him of, not trying to dribble and stumbling over his feet like you've been before. And S27 asking if are these Uruguay versus Brazil games always this physical? Yes. Anytime you have any combination of Uruguay, Brazil, and Argentina, any of these three playing each other, it's physical as all hell.
Like, I'd argue it's worse. I'd argue it's worse a few times. I think he called Evanilson, so Endrick's going to come off. I think I saw him call Evanilson. If it's Evanilson, then Endrick will come off. But everyone, get those. Oh, we hit 350 likes. Yeah, we did. Oh, look at that. So when I threatened everyone, all of this sudden appeared. Yeah, keep getting it up to 400 if you can. But I'll do Portuguese commentary right now. Let me just get my throat ready. That's what she said. Sorry, I had to do it. Sorry. I watched too much The Office. Okay. As soon as Brazil gets the ball, I'll do it. And it's Martinelli and Evanilson. So Endrick and maybe not Rodrigo. Maybe he'll pull some midfielder out, going all in. Okay, Brazil. Guys, as soon as Brazil gets the ball, I'll do the commentary in Portuguese. As soon as Brazil gets the ball. Otherwise, there's no point. The ball has to be moving. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, Brazil hasn't got the ball yet. It's just ping-ponging around. And I'll do it now. Actually, free kick for Uruguay. Guys, I can't do Brazilian commentary if the ball is just standing there. As soon as there's actually Brazil gets the ball in possession, I'll do commentary in Brazilian Portuguese. And look at that. We hit 381 likes. We literally got 100 likes out of nowhere just because I had to beg.
Araujo with the drawing the foul here.
Okay, so the substitutions for Brazil.
Rodrigo, and then Evanilson for Bruno Guimarães. Okay, they are keeping.
Okay, so Endrick is going till the end.
All right, they're going very attacking at the very least, which maybe a couple minutes late, but alas.
Maybe Rodrigo felt a little bit his ankle. It could be that.
Yeah,
too.
It could be. Yeah, from the tackle.
Okay, here's a free kick for Uruguay.
Very dangerous free kick at that.
It'll be Arrascaeta or Valverde. Valverde might be the one taking it. Valverde, and it hits the wall, and that's going to be a corner.
Goes for... Tá indo pro escanteio agora, depois da falta do Valverde aqui. Grande chance para o Uruguai talvez pegar o gol que eles precisam para terminar com esse jogo.
That'll be a corner for Brazil. And look, I'll do the Brazil narration once we get the ball in position. It seems like ever since I said I was going to do it, Chris, we never got the ball anymore.
No.
We never got it.
We're waiting.
I'll do the Portuguese commentary very soon. Corner kick here for Uruguay. Corner kick here for Uruguay. 87 minutes and 35 seconds. Arrascaeta delivers, cleared by the Brazilian defense. And Uruguay is Uruguay playing man up? What is going on? Brazil recovers the ball. Okay, I'll take it from here. Free kick for Brazil. Finally, I'll be able to do what you all begged for. The Portuguese commentary. Okay, let me get this here. And I'll do it, guys. I'm going to do it only for like 20, 30 seconds because most of you don't speak Portuguese. I would say like 90% of this chat. Who's down?
Andreas is down.
Why is he wasting time? Was he actually hit?
Let's see here. Oh, come on.
Andres, are you stupid? He didn't. You stupid idiotic thing. You're just wasting time. Okay, now good.
Here.
Douglas Luiz com a bola. Douglas Luiz recebe a bola, abre na esquerda para Arana. Arana recebe, dribla pelo primeiro, recebe o Martinelli. Martinelli passou pelo primeiro, não. Ainda tá com a bola pela esquerda. Martinelli perde a bola para o jogador uruguaio, que tenta o chutão para frente. O Brasil recupera a posse de bola. Militão toca para o lado para o Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz abre a jogada para o Arana. Arana recebe na esquerda, acha na frente, toque. Que bola ruim do Andrés Pereira, que perde a posse de bola e vai ser um tiro de meta para o Uruguai. De novo, o Brasil não consegue capitalizar e criar oportunidades para fazer o gol, mesmo jogando com um jogador a mais. Ok,
44 minutos do segundo tempo, estamos quase terminando com tudo aqui.
And we're done with Portuguese. That's enough Portuguese for a stream. We're going back to English. We got like 1 minute to go, Chris. 1 minute, and we might go to penalty shootouts.
Time, which, yeah, it's tough, man.
Okay. Ball goes long here. So yeah, Carioca, yes. I grew up in Rio for a few years, so my accent is from Rio, yes, sir. But I was born in São Paulo. But here comes the ball. Douglas Luiz tries to go. Why that long switch? I hate these long switches because the player that settles the ball, you already get it in a very uncomfortable situation. These are just very moronic. Be patient in possession. Progress the ball forward slowly. This is actually very poor from Brazil. Ever since Brazil started playing, 5 minutes only.
5 minutes. Yep.
That's it.
Oh, com a bola.
Oh, to be fair, the way Brazil's playing, you could probably give them 10 minutes. It wouldn't matter. They wouldn't score. It's so weird because you probably would have to add a lot more. It's probably should be like 8 minutes added.
The ref just decided he's not having it at this point, which.
Okay, so we're hitting minute 91, so we got 4 minutes to go. Brazil playing man up, but ever since Brazil started playing man up, they were not able to take advantage of it.
No, yeah, Uruguay closed down those lanes very, very quickly, which is a credit to them, to be completely honest.
Seemed like Brazil was more dangerous when it was 11-11.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which is
outside of the Endrick shot, Brazil hasn't gotten anything at all during this period where they've only had where Uruguay's only had 10 men. So
ball goes long. Allison will get the ball. We got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here for Brazil to try to not
and get a winner. Yep. Again, a lot of playing from the back here, which there's some space to work with, but Uruguay has gone to a low block at this point. They are just closing down every lane they can. Brazil trying to exploit the sides.
Uruguay has no one up top. No one up top.
Everybody is back at this point. They are trying to hold on to this result as long as they humanly can.
Bielsa just went full soccer terrorist, man.
Oh. Bit of pressing there from Uruguay, forcing a couple bad passes from Brazil,
Dude,
forcing Alisson to play up front.
Brazil has been extremely disappointing. Playing man up,
Yes,
and you haven't gotten a single shot a single shot in general. I haven't
they
seen a
did.
shot
They did the one with Endrick during that time, but that was pretty much it. That
from
was
long
their only
distance.
shot. Yeah, exactly. That was their only shot they had on the Uruguay net since that man up advantage. So
Yeah, it's been
this
very
unfortunately is very like Dorival Jr. as the São Paulo manager that we saw a lot of last year. Just a lot of this sort of very simplistic kind of football that isn't really all that exciting. But yeah, the national team is just yeah, again, we cannot thank you all enough for being here with us for that, because otherwise this would be even more boring. So
yep.
hopefully we've been able to entertain ever so slightly compared to this game, at least.
This is not the Brazil we're used to in the past. This is not a MILF baddie. Someone said they saw a MILF baddie.
Bad. They see. I mean, Copa America crowds have baddies from all over the place there, so that at least will show up at any given point. Oh,
Good. Oh, Endrick trying to find Martinelli.
oh,
Martinelli.
is that a
That
corner? I think that's a corner.
no, no,
Or
it's
no,
not
never
a
mind.
corner.
The Uruguay guy kind of kicked the ball frustrated, so I seemed like that might have been, but oh well, guess not. It is time wasting at this point.
Yeah, very disappointing. Overall performance from Brazil, I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
even with Uruguay, which is not that bad because everyone was saying Uruguay is a title contender. So is Brazil. What disappointed me about Brazil was not being able to capitalize on playing man up for 15 minutes. By that, I mean not even looking dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's concerning to me. The fact that you have a man advantage and you can't do anything with it. It's almost a situation where like half of it's credit where it's due to Uruguay to closing down those lanes in the low blocks, but at the same time, Brazil has to be better at finding those. And yep, we are going to penalty kicks.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. We're gonna go to penalty kicks. I got the prediction wrong because I said 2-2 and Brazil wins on penalty kicks, but I could still get it right in the sense of not the score and amount of goals. I thought we were going to see some goals here, but we didn't. We'll see. We'll see. And everyone, if you just arrived, make sure to drop a like in this video. Don't forget to, if you want to play Underdog Fantasy that we played earlier in the stream, and you can win some money with it. The link is in the description of this video with a promo code. And make sure to subscribe also to Brazilian Fury. That is Chris's channel. Chris is the guy that's like below me right here. This guy right here.
Yeah, specifically what I tend to do on my own YouTube channel, it tends to be a mixture between Football Manager 24 content and some video essays over the past like year. I've kind of started to do more of those. Did something for Copa America. Previously, I did a video essay on the Brazilian state championships and sort of the why they're sort of so controversial over in Brazil to begin with and the reasons for it. Prior to that, there was a video essay about Botafogo's meltdown last season in the Campeonato Brasileiro. And for the American Pilled Soccer friends that are here, I did 9 months ago do a video essay on why Alexi Lalas is the most annoying shill in the entirety of the sport. So,
you know how many fouls this game had? Do you know how many
shots
fouls?
on goal?
Well, the both teams were held below 1 xG, but the number of fouls in this game, that's what I'm trying to pull. And I'll let you all know very soon. Fouls, duels, successful. The game had over 40 fouls. Over
Crazy.
40 fouls. I'm trying to find the exact number.
Sounds about right.
Okay, here's the number. 41 fouls. The game had 41 fouls. Insane. The problem is both teams didn't really come to play. They came to beat the shit out of each other, and that's mainly what they did. So I'm going to take the penalty things off the screen right now so it doesn't spoil for me and you. Because I think
Right.
our time is like more or less the
We're
same.
pretty similar. Yeah, we're on the commercial side of the
Yeah,
spectrum right now. So, somebody asking me about tips for a beginner to get better FM. Honestly, the way I did it was just playing the game, rinse and repeat. Sometimes you're gonna fail at it. Never anything wrong with just going on YouTube as well and finding like specific FM creators who talk about the game in more detail as well. But I just say do what you want to do with it. Have fun. It is a game after all. You're not competing against anybody specifically. So just experiment. Play with a team that you like and
it
see where
just
it goes.
my advice to FM, which I played it a lot too. My advice is when you start playing, play with teams you know very well, because
Exactly.
it facilitates you how to build a tactic and how to understand the game. And then once you get really good at it, you understand how to do scouting in the game and all of that. Then you can go for more like teams you don't know as much. In the beginning, pick teams that you watch every weekend because you'll know what to do with them. And it just makes the game easier when you don't know it that well. 80s nostalgia is saying, who has better looking women, Brazil or Colombia? Brazil.
I have to be biased and say Brazil as well, but there are some very, very attractive Colombian baddies out there too. Like South America does baddies, and I think better than most places in the entire globe, personally. But I have to be biased and say Brazil as well.
I think anyone that goes to Brazil or Colombia, you'll be very happy. But I'm going with Brazil always.
Yes.
And back to the game here. So penalty shootouts is about to start. Brazil and Uruguay. It comes down to penalty shootouts here. Uruguay, many people were saying Uruguay were the number one favorites to win Copa America. Now it comes down to penalty shootouts in the quarterfinals between Brazil and Uruguay. One of these two giants is going home.
Yeah.
One of these two giants. And
the other's getting Colombia, so that's not ideal by any stretch. So,
I mean, Brazil tied Colombia, so I think we have a shot. But Brazil needs to knock out Uruguay now first. Penalty shootouts. And Brazil, at least in recent history, has not been good in penalty shootouts. The players get too nervy. I don't know, man. And I thought Endrick had a very poor performance too. I thought he wasn't great.
Mm-hmm. Like we've seen, and the thing about it for us, if there's going to be anybody that's going to be harsher on Endrick, it's us, because we've seen the level that he plays at normally, and he played very much like every bit of his 17 years in this one. Just it did not look good.
Yeah, this was not a good performance from Endrick. We've seen him do a lot better. Now we're going to go to penalty shootouts here for Brazil and Uruguay, and may the force be with us. I really need Brazil to go through. Otherwise, all my Brazil and the US are out. I don't know what else to do in the Copa America besides just hate watch. I don't want to just hate watch. I don't want to do it. I want to actually watch. I don't want to hate watch only. I also like to love watch. Oh, boy. Okay. Penalty shootouts is here. Brazil versus Uruguay. Time to send Uruguay home. Chris, are you more optimistic now than you were when the game started? Because we thought Uruguay were the favorite. It's penalty shootout, so
it's a 50-50. So at least at this point, it's down to goalies making the right reads and a little bit of luck. So,
I mean, Argentina had to go through penalties with Ecuador.
Yeah, we'll let this go wherever it goes at this point. So Valverde will start it off for Uruguay from the looks of it.
Yeah, Valverde will be the first one to take for Uruguay. Are you ahead of me? That's the only thing.
No, he's still marching towards the penalty box right now, Valverde.
Yeah, he's walking here. He's walking, yeah. Okay, so everyone, penalty shootouts will start.
All right.
The goalkeepers are ready. Valverde is walking, and he'll be the first one to take the penalty here for Uruguay. Valverde versus Alisson to open the penalty shootouts between Brazil and Uruguay. I'm going to remove the foot mob. I don't know.
Yeah, good call.
I'll leave it. I'm going to leave it because people might be looking at it, but I wouldn't look at it if I were you.
Yeah, no, I've got my screen on the other side, the two monitors.
Okay, Valverde is ready.
On the other side, so
Valverde is ready to take it for Uruguay. This could be the first miss of the penalty shootouts. Valverde versus Alisson. Valverde, and it's perfectly taken. Low corner right there, low left corner. There's no goalkeeper in the world that can save that. Uruguay gets the lead. 1-0 Uruguay on penalty shootouts. Let's see who's going to take first for Brazil here. Who do you think will take first for Brazil?
It's gonna be Eder Militão from the looks of it.
No, Militão. Militão. So Brazil puts a center. Okay. I've never seen Militão take a penalty kick in my entire life. So.
I haven't either. So I'm a little bit nervous right now. Just a bit.
Okay. Militão will take it first for Brazil. He looks calm, but. And yeah, everyone, get the likes up. Get the likes up, everyone. Hit the like button. I'm putting this on screen. Okay, Militão will take it for Brazil. We'll see how this goes. Would not be my choice, but I guess who am I to judge? Militão. Militão will take it for Brazil. Militão versus Rochet. Oh, boy. Militão with a weird little step. That's not good. He missed. The goalkeeper saved it. He missed. He just missed. Who put
what is
this
the point
guy?
of having what is the point of having 5 attackers in your starting lineup if you're putting a center back to take your first penalty?
A center back that historically doesn't take penalty. We never seen him take it, right? Brazil.
Hell, man. All right. 1-0. Uruguay has the advantage. Let's see where it goes.
It's just so hard to trust this Brazilian team these days.
Yeah.
So hard. The mentality, man. Bittencourt versus Alisson. Bittencourt goes, calmly hits it. Alisson's also kind of shit on penalty kicks. Have you noticed that?
He's going the right direction, but he's just not getting to them in time, which not ideal for a guy that's super tall like him too, on top of it.
Yeah, he's slow.
Like he's delayed on his reaction by like half a second, and that's enough to get beaten. So, right. So,
now it's Andrés Pereira. Andrés Pereira will take the second one from Brazil. If he misses, it's pretty much over. If he misses, it's pretty much over. A 2-0 gap in penalty shootouts, you don't recover from it. It's more about scoring just to stay alive.
Pretty much.
It's scoring to stay alive at this point.
See what happens here.
Andrés Pereira versus Rochet. Andrés Pereira to keep Brazil alive in the penalty shootouts. Pereira goes towards it. And okay, good penalty. Low left corner.
Sigh of relief.
Low left corner. 2-1. Brazil's still in it. But Alisson's going to have to get it done, man. In the World Cup, he didn't get shit done. And again. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, all right. I got it now. Did someone just said thank you, cameraman? Okay,
cameraman
guys,
has been on point with the crouch shot so far.
You guys got your baddie. Okay, but she was saddy, as they said. Arrascaeta. Oh, great penalty. And Uruguay scores again. Do not let this man back in Brazil. Again, Brazil will go take a penalty kick just to stay alive.
Right.
Why is Joel?
Is next
did you guys see Joel Embiid is there with Vinicius Jr.? Oh,
yes.
Douglas Luiz
Douglas Luiz, yes. Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man. Yes, guys, Brazil is on pack watch right now. We are on pack watch.
Yeah, pretty much. We've honestly been on pack watch since this game started. Now it's just bigger than ever.
Oh, no. Douglas Luiz looks nervous as shit, man.
Yeah.
He looks tense. He looks nervous. Dude, he looks like he's shitting himself. He's going to miss. He looks like he's shitting himself. He looks like he's shitting himself. He missed. You could see it in his face. He had that poo-poo face on. He had the poo-poo face.
Mm-hmm.
It's over, man. It's over.
Yeah, like unless Alisson pulls something out of his ass right now, this is pretty much a wrap. And again, that's on Brazil to begin with. You had a man advantage for 15 minutes and you can't score a goal. You kind of deserve to go home. It's unfortunate, but for us, but man. All right, well.
Yeah, I hate this sport, man. It's over, man. It's Jover. It's Jover. There's no way to say it. Allison right now to try to missed. Brazil's still alive. Are we back?
Finally.
Are we back?
Oh my
Are we
God,
so back?
Allison. I don't know yet. We got to score this next one at the minimum.
Well, if we miss, it's over.
Man.
If Brazil misses this one, it's over.
All right, Martinelli is next. He's got to score.
Well, if he misses, it's over. If
pretty much.
Misses,
he has to score at minimum to keep this alive.
Okay, Martinelli will take a penalty kick now just to keep Brazil alive. So essentially, Martinelli has to score. Uruguay has to miss, and Brazil has to score again for Brazil just to stay alive. Martinelli goes towards the penalty. Okay, Brazil's alive. Calma, calma. We're alive. Calma.
Calma. Pouco de
We're
calma.
still in.
Não muita calma, mas pouco de calma.
We're still in. But now Allison has to stop this goal. Wait.
They have to either, Allison has to make the save or they have to miss it outright, and then still got to score the next one to just go to sudden death, literally. For Brazil, this is technically sudden death as it is, but to make it an actual sudden death set of rounds, save here, goal, and then we keep it moving. But
Ugarte versus Allison. Ugarte versus Allison.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. Uruguay advances on penalty shootout.
Uruguay advances to the semifinals against Colombia.
Brazil is
Canada
biting.
versus Argentina.
Brazil is out of the Copa America in the quarterfinals.
It is Jover.
It is 100% Jover. Brazil has been eliminated on penalty shootouts. They say bye. It's a Brazilian team and generation to forget for the past 2 years. Well, 2023, 2024. Brazil's out of the Copa America. The United States also is out. I officially hate this sport.
You're just on hate watch pretty much for the next 3 months at minimum until actual.
I might just root for
starts again.
I might just root for Colombia and Canada at this point. Okay, Brazil's out of the Copa America. We're gonna end the stream here. Congratulations to Uruguay, by the way. Played man down.
Seriously.
Found a way to hold on to the draw. Won on penalty shootouts. Brazil's out. So Brazil's out. The U.S. is out. I guess I'm just gonna go fuck myself at this point. What else am I gonna do in life?
If anything, we have Palmeiras to look forward to at the very least, thankfully. But even that, to an extent, could be a heart attack in and of itself every now and then.
I think for Brazil, it's a mix of many things. It's a weak generation that Brazil has overall with some very talented players. And at the end of the day, coaching matters. And Brazil has been talking about getting a foreign coach because the Brazilian coaches are outdated. They suck ass. You need to get better coaches. But we didn't do it. Dorival Jr. is not the guy. Understand that. Brazil was playing man up. He didn't have a plan. His subs were ineffective. Nothing worked. Throughout the Copa America, nothing worked. And I want to say one more thing. This is not an excuse for Endrick. He didn't play well. But Dorival Jr. barely gave this kid minutes throughout the tournament to get it going. And then in the high-pressure game, the last game, he froze Endrick in, full 90 minutes. It's just, you need better coaching. It matters. Mm-hmm. Brazil's been lacking that for years. And it continues to strike them because this is what it is. This is what it is. But everyone, before we go, I'm going to put this on screen for the last time. Go to my Twitter page. So the giveaway will be Uruguay's jersey. The giveaway will be the jersey of whichever team wins, and it was Uruguay was going to be. Mm-hmm. So go to my Twitter page, retweet it, follow me on AC Momento. You can download the app for free on this link on screen right now. It's on our Twitter page, Manager Tactical, and that's it. Go do that at AC Momento. Follow us, and you can get a Uruguay jersey. Retweet it, share with your dog, friend, cat, and all of that. Drop a like before you go. Make sure to follow also Brazilian Fury. He's right here. There you go, right there.
So you're like left or right, depending on what direction you're facing.
Yeah, because it's not mirrored, so it's confused for me. Go follow him. His handle right there, Brazilian Fury. I also put the link in the description. Chris, anything you want to say before we end the stream?
I mean, an unfortunate result for us, but we also went into this one very cautiously optimistic, to where like our expectations weren't that high to be shot down like extremely under the circumstances. But thanks to everybody who showed up and decided to suffer with us through what generally was a very boring game. So thank you for making it less boring for us once more. Semifinals wise, I would say immediately off the top of my head, I think it's an Argentina-Colombia final. If Uruguay struggled this much against Brazil, and with how Colombia's been playing, I think the Colombians got this final appearance in the bag at this point. And then Argentina versus Canada, Argentina. So then
it's looking like a Colombia-Argentina final. That's what it looks like right now. But we'll talk more about that as it goes. We'll do more streams. Maybe I'll go to the games and do vlogs. It depends on a sponsor getting me the tickets, because I ain't paying those $1,000 tickets. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. My summer sucks. Okay. Ciao.
Ciao.
Fubo Maker, thank you for a super chat. All right.